Hello, everyone. Oh boy, is today a spicy day. Today the last 30 minutes have been cooking, as one might say. We have lots and lots of lovely, juicy info. Specifically about the railway. Oh yeah, and also what we're actually going to be doing today as well. So that also helps. But number one and uno, we gotta get on Limbus. Let me swap us over real quick. I'm also setting up. Okay, you over there. Limbus. Okay. What do I got here? Friend? Who's this? Who dares be my friend? Oh, damn. Dude, this guy's fucking jacked? Hell yeah. Never mind. I'm good. Alright, there we go. Well, we're gonna do both. We have, guys, you know how long we go on for. We got 2.5. We got 3 hours of time. We got plenty of time to discuss. First things first. Here's my resource update, guys. We're doing a bit okay on Lunacy. We got 2 pulls. No, 2 pulls. That's not looking so good. Two more. We got 40 pulls, 200 thread, and no XP. Because you wonder, why do you have no XP? Well, it's because I'm using them. Look, guys. Before you flame me about my XP, peep every Yisang ID leveled. Faust, everything but W Corp. Don Quixote, everything but she. Ryoshu, everything leveled. Meursault, everything but Roseband and Dead Rabbits. Honglu, W Corp, no. Heathcliff, everything but she. Fishmail, everything but she. Ryoshu, everything but LCCB. Sinclair, everything but Molar and Zwei. Otis fully leveled. Gregor fully leveled. We're really close. We're really, really good. Ryoshu twice. Yeah, right. Ryoshu twice. Hello, everyone. Doing well. So, first things first, what we're going to do today, because the air is hot. Someone please turn that down. Welcome to the Railway 5 discussion, where we're going to discuss Railway. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do RR5 with level 40. That's gonna be great. So, let's give you guys an update on what's coming with RR5. Okay? So, number 1. You must beat Kanto 7. Obviously, that's a dime a dozen. Okay? Content details. Now, here's the big one. We have 3 sections, as per usual. Okay. You spend Lost and Found. You spend a bunch of modules to access the Lost and Found. Recommended up type 4, level 50 Ego Thread Spin tier 4. I'd win, bro. I'd win. This is a challenge, guys, okay? Ahem. Line 5 is comprised of 3 sections. Each section is composed of 3 or more waves. You may freely adjust your loadout before entering each section. If you are having difficulties with progressing, perhaps changing up your loadout may be an effective choice. This is bro telling you. This is Kim Jae-hoon telling you. If you're having trouble, it's a skill issue, guys, okay? So, clearing each section gives you a clear time. Of course. Yeah, and also the actual, like, what are we fighting in the first section? Yeah, let me zoom Omega in. We have the Teddy Bear. We have Rose Hunter. The fucking Pekatula squad from fucking Checkup event, and then Thoragakia. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This one, I can already tell you, is going to be nerfed, guys. Don't even worry. Pekala Trio is gonna be nothing compared to whatever Throlgarchy is gonna do, bro. Okay, that's all y'all need to know. So, entering a new section obviously revives everyone, guys. You can choose to start from previous stages, blah, 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 blah. This is the big... This right here. I want y'all to read that. This is the first thing I saw when I saw this. Any identities that participate in Section 1 cannot participate in Section 2. Oh, I've been waiting for this to happen. The uninvited guest. We are actually splitting the team. That's great. We are actually splitting the team, guys. Here's the image. Identities participating in 1 cannot participate in 2. So as you can see, we have everyone selected. So, everyone here selected. Nope. No Section 2. Yeah, I gotta do Section 2 with a whole set of new IDs. Oh, fucking baby. It's IDs. And then obviously Chain Battle. Yeah. Chain Battle, the Chain Battle will actually work for all of them. But whatever you pick in here, you can't put anywhere else. So you better pick. I like that. I think that's sick. I think that's amazing. I think that's awesome. I think that leads to a mega team variety. As per usual, we have backup bonuses. So the bonus, how many sections? There's always 3 sections. You also cannot enter the encounter until all deployment and 6 backup units have been selected. So this is like a nerf to min runs. If we ever want to do a min run, that's going to be annoying. But that's okay. We did it in contest. We did it in Railway 4. We can do it now. Obviously, there is starting SP and buffs. Here's the other major thing. Okay. Well, y'all like mirror dungeon buffs? You may select a special buff at the end of each wave. Note, wave. Each buff comes with the trial effects that will buff the enemy. Selected buffs and trials will be active throughout the Line 5 run. Trials attached to each buff and skills are all fixed. So yeah, this is like RR2. For those of you who are not here for Railway 2, whenever you did a loop, so in Railway 2 you would loop 5 times. I think it was, is it 3 times? Or it was 1, 2, 3 times. Yeah, you looped it 3 times. And each time you looped it, you gained a buff and a debuff. This is going to have that. Oh, and also I think the ID's level as well, by the way. Oh, God. Alright. But that's okay. It's not a wheel. See, they're not looping, guys. Okay? It's just the buff. Okay? When a deployed unit is defeated, the backup will fill the spot. Backup is in the combat passives activate instead of support passives. It's support. So yeah, support passives will always stay, no matter what. Combat progression, you can always forfeit or retry. Return to stage, retry stage if you fully wipe. Observation logs are exposed. So you can read all the observation logs. Clear info, trials, buffs, blah 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 blah. Claiming rewards. Let's have a look at the rewards, shall we, guys? This is your rewards from the Lost and Found. Well, a part of the rewards, I should say. There's obviously more rewards. You get 50 blue tickets, 20 yellow, a guaranteed level 50 ID ticket. Oh, baby. 200 thread, 20 random sinners, 60 yellow tokens, and there's something else here. I'm not sure if it's pointing at something else or it might be the banner. And then the final section. The 30 pools. Okay. Oh, for free? Absolutely no. You gotta claim 25 modules for this. This is 25 modules and you need to get to the section. So if they're gonna do this like RR... If they're gonna do this like Railway 4... It looks like you do have to beat the boss to get this section reward. In Railway 4, they made it so that there were 4 sections, and the 4th section was optional. The 4th section was the final fight, and that gave you the banner. But here, it looks like, no, there is... It looks like you do have to fight all 3 sections to get the tickets. That's the important part. This is a guaranteed 3-star ticket. I think that's not seasonal. I think that is just a guaranteed 3-star. And then you have 30 pulls. What if it has poison bonus on crit? Y'all better be studying. It is seasonal? Okay. I don't remember what it was for Content 4. Okay. I don't remember what it was for R4. Here we go. Obtain the banner. Ooh, dude, the banner looking clean, though. You know we want that under 100 turns, baby. Season 5 Oblivion. Yeah, we're looking for that. Looking for that. Under 100 turns. Record stats will be recorded, blah, blah, blah. Alright, guys, hold on. We're analyzing... Hold on. We gotta analyze Kim Ji-hoon's team. Hold up. Okay. Let's see what Team Kim Ji-hoon is doing. We got Ring Sang. We got a level 45 Ring Sang. We got Ardor Blossom Faust level 50. 45... Wait, she's up type 3. We got an up... This is a personal team. This is not the... Hold on. This is not the Limbus account. This is a personal team. I can tell. Because why is Ardor Blossom up type 3? So we have Ring Sang. Dude, this team cooks. Hold on. Let him cook. Ring Sang, Ardor Blossom, level 50, up type 3. Up type 4, level 45 Dawn. Up type 4, level 45 Ryoshu. 45 Daishi Meursault. See, this is how I know that whoever is playing this is a Chad. Because they understand how actually strong Meursault is. Hong Lu. Okay, probably for the passive, Loki. Wild Hunt. The GOAT, Wild Hunt. Oh my god, bro. Can I stop fucking around? We got Heathcliff. We got Fishmail. We got the best Rodion. We got the worst Sinclair. We have Barber and Priest, as you can know, the Chad trio combo. And this one, they beat Section 1. This is the IDs they use for Section 1, guys. So if you need to, if you don't know how to beat Section 1, guys, just copy this team exactly. If you don't know how to beat Section 1, just copy this team exactly. What is this build? This guy's a genius. This is genius. Guys, think about it. Bleed Burn. Okay, it's Bleed Burn. You have the tank IDs. So, look, you got the DPS, the DPS, the DPS, the support, tank, support, tank, status support, DPS, tank. There's one burn ID. This is a burn ID. This is a burn ID. This is a burn ID. That's 2 burn IDs. This is a burn ID. That's 3 burn IDs. That's 3 burn IDs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bleed IDs. That's 6 bleed IDs, sorry, because that's Ryoshu. Then you got 2 sinking units, 1 tremor, 1 rupture. Dude, this is a peak team, bro. That is a fucking absolute peak team, guys. This is a who I want to know. I want to know which employee. This is not. I don't know if this is Kim Ji-hoon. If this is Kim Ji-hoon himself, bravo. But if this is not Kim Ji-hoon, I want to know which employee this was. Obviously, look, the name is blanked out. We don't know what it is. Rings that is a burn that Rodion is a rupture. She is a rupture ID. I don't understand. She inflicts count. She inflicts rupture. She's a rupture ID. I think something is something lost in translation. Is hold on, I got it right here. If you ever need rupture, +1 rupture, +2 rupture count, 1 rupture, count, Rupture ID, bro. What can I say? Debbie at Rodion who? 2 count, 2 Rupture, dude. Reese Gregor is unromantical. Nonsensical thumbnail. I mean, it is a clickbait thumbnail. Because we are talking about Remnant Faust. Let me tell you guys, Remnant Faust is a sleeper ID pick, but is held back by a very small thing that immediately got fixed. By the way, the thumbnail was made before the ID, the review came out, by the way. So when Thorogarchia Faust came out and I read what it did, it literally lies. Let me tell you that Thorogarchia Faust literally makes Remnant Faust Obego OP. But S3 is nuts. I mean, don't get me wrong. But when was the last time any of y'all have seen Remnant Faust? Alright, be legitimately honest with me. Hello, Fairy. Alright, I'm gonna be 100 with me, guys. I don't use her. I just leveled her today. I have never seen someone use Remnant Faust that is not, like, started, or it's their only option. She is a potential ID, guys. Let me tell you. Anyone who says they use her right now, I call complete cap. If you've used her when you started the game, I can believe you. But right in this current moment, I have not seen a single person use Remnant. And I don't think that's... And I'm not saying that she's a bad ID. I'm saying she's actually a sleeper ID held back by a few things. Okay? Held back specifically. She's good in a slash team. So is every other Faust that has slash. This is good in a slash team. This is better than in a slash team. This is better in a slash team. Okay, she has poise, but this is better in a slash team. Alright, I'm not saying she's bad. Okay, guys, don't get me wrong. I remember, I'm not saying she's bad. I'm saying she's held back. And Thorogarchia Faust coming out right now is the best time to use Remnant Faust. Because, look, Thorogarchia Faust, okay? The buff that Thorogarchia does for the her breath is it increase. If you gain poise you gain count. And look how much poise that she gains. So you're going to use skill 2, you're going to get 3 poise, 3 count. Oh no, it doubles the poise as well. You're going to get 2, 4, 6 poise, 3 count. Okay. And then when you use... Well, that's it, really. It's going to be that. Thorogarchia Faust gives... First of all, it acts like Nebulizer, right? So everyone gets Nebulizer. And then second, every time she generates poise, she generates count. And I think additional poise. So she literally gains count. And that's the one problem that that Remnant Faust struggles with, is count. But now, all of a sudden, she just gains a million count. And that's the problem, right? Obviously, that's her gimmick, right? And if you have count, you gain haste. So she's going to gain... She's going to always proc her passive, but it's a res passive, so it's a bit hard. Now, the thing with Faust, Blade Lineage Faust, is Blade Lineage Faust works better because she has a better team-up. That's why. You know? Okay, maybe 2 years ago, but I'm talking in the modern day of Limbus company. Alright? And remember, I didn't say that she's bad. I said quite the opposite. I said she's slept on. Uh-huh. Now, that's what I wanted to discuss, guys, because we want to take these IDs and we actually want to dissect them. So, who here thinks the worst Yisang ID is Molar or Daishi? Or 7? What do you guys think? Do you think it's 7? Do you think it's Molar or do you think it's Daishi? You know? If you had to pick, base doesn't count. Base does not count. Base is not included. I see 7, Molar, Dishi. It's pretty split. But like, so like let's look. Right, let's look at what do they do? What's their purpose? Let's start with 7 Yusang. Going well, dog, thank you. Let's start with, so what does 7 do? He's a Rupture ID. He's a 7 unit. Okay, now I'm going to assume an uptype 4. Obviously, I don't have an uptype 4, but here's what he does. He's got generic inflict Rupture. He inflicts paralyze. He inflicts fragile. He's a debuffer. Right, he's a funny little guy. He debuffs. He does have Moulinet. Okay. He isn't bad by any means necessary. Okay? He is not bad by any means necessary. Clash, win, inflict, paralyze next turn. Incredibly useful. Speed. 5 to 8. Incredibly fast. But the problem that you have in the team is if you're building a 7 unit, you want them to do Rupture. This is the same problem that 7 Ryoshu has. She has Rupture, but she is a debuffer. She inflicts fragility, she inflicts defense level, and she gains power from that. That's not bad by any means, but that's obviously, you know, like the difference between 7 Heathcliff and 7 Yusang is that 7 Heathcliff is a full Rupture ID, and 7 Yusang is a debuffer with Rupture in it. Now, Molar is different. Molar, I think, is slept on. I think Molar is another sleeper ID. Why? Because he is the Giga God of Tremor Count. What does Yisang between 7 and Molar? What is the difference? The difference is Molar does his gimmick 100 times better. Because he is a count unit. You know? He inflicts count. If you ever needed Tremor Count in your life, before all the new Tremor IDs came out, this was your goat right here. This was your goat. 2 Tremor Count on S1. 3 Tremor Count on S2. And his passive is incredibly good too. Where's his passive? Here it is. Defense level down. Free. But the reason you do it is because of his Tremor Count. Right? The God of Tremor Count. Too much count. I need potency. Now, what's the downside of Yisang? The downside of Mola Yisang is his clash is mediocre. But guess what? You gain coin power. He's a discard unit. So, because he's a discard unit, you're going to be able to perfectly funnel all of the good skills. And also, yes, he is a proper status ID with Yisang being a debuffer. It hurts him. Out of these two, I would say Molar is the stronger unit. But not because he is a better ID. You gotta get that out of your head. Not because he is the better ID. But because Mola Yisang can do his gimmick more. Okay? Now, Daishi Yisang has a bit of a similar problem, kind of. Okay? Daishi can do his gimmick, but he is a slow start. First of all, his skill 1, it just lowers the threshold, okay? It's exactly like Ryoshu. Not Ryoshu. Exactly like Rodion, but it doesn't have 4 coins. Right? So that's the problem. Skill 2, however, syncing equal to insight is such a interesting, like, think about it. You get 3 insight. That's 6 syncing. 6 syncing is not to sleep on. He's also a tank ID, so this is a tank ID, remember, right? So, 6 syncing is pretty good. Then you go skill 3. This is a problem. Because guess what happens? Nothing except 3 count at the very end of his thing. That's a bit unfortunate. If it was just a little bit different. If he had this gimmick on skill 3, but adjusted, insane. His block's good. His block's good. A 12 plus 6, 18 block. Discards, gain aggro. Good block. But here's the liquor. Here's the liquor. His passive. See, that you gotta play him differently. When attacked, inflict sinking on the attacker. When attacked while shielded, inflict +1 sinking 4 times max. What does this mean? It means if you are playing the aggro tank, okay, you are inflicting sinking on them, right? Now, this is saying the passive activates 4 times. If you are shielded, which let's be real, you'll probably be shielded, you're going to apply a total of, and it hits, say they hit you with like a 4 coin, right? That's 8 sinking you've applied. Now, 0 count, but 8 sinking. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. What you would do is, this is how you would play Yi Sang, okay? Let me tell you how you would play Yi Sang. Yi Sang is an initiator. Daishi Yi Sang initiates your sinking. Okay? What do I mean by that? Skill 3 is something that you do first. Not second, not third, not when you already have sinking on them. Here's what you do. You have aggro on Yi Sang. The turn starts. Yi Sang goes first. Or doesn't even matter if he goes first. Let's just say he goes first. Okay? Because I think he's pretty fast. 4 to 6 is average, okay? So he goes first. You purposely unoppose. Right? You're getting unopposed. Even if it's not turn 1, it doesn't matter. Because even if you have a little bit of sinking on it, it doesn't matter. He works best when the enemy has no sinking, or when he has a lot of sinking. Not in between. If you have like 2 or 3 sinking, you know. That's where it comes an issue. Now, you are unopposed. You're getting aggroed. So say you're fighting an enemy, you're getting hit 3 times. Okay? And you unoppose. You initiate the fight, right? You hit him. You inflict Braces of the Unknowledge +3 sinking count. Then the enemy hits you and procs your passive. Now all of a sudden the enemy has 3 count and 8 potency for free, and you didn't even do anything. Okay, you just got hit. Now obviously there's adjustments to that. Maybe you lose a count or 2, or maybe you don't get hit multiple times, but you've started it. Then the follow-up happens. Obviously, you're coordinating your attack. You're not just hitting win rate. You're gonna save your count ID. Say if you're using him alongside the other Disha units, you coordinate it so that you gain the most benefit from it. But also his support passive is extremely good for like Rodion, right? And that's where the issue lies. If I had to rank these 3 IDs, from what I believe was his best to worst, it would be Molar as number 1, Daishi as number 2, and 7 as number 3. That's how I would rank his 2 stars. Now, I'm not going to talk about Lantern, because Lantern is a gimmick ID. Okay? Lantern is interesting. He's a gimmick ID. I really fuck with his gimmick. I think his gimmick is insanely good. I think it's really fun. And I think it's cool. He's also a Rupture beast, so I'm not even going to get into that. But if we had to fix, right, one, hold on. Let me write out the info wall, right? Thank you guys for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you. Fixing Sinner IDs. We will do, like Sinner, Yi Sang, it would be 7 Yi Sang as number 1. Okay? We know Faust who's very mouse. What are her problematic ones? Now, I've never used W Corp. Okay, so I'm not sure how it works. But from what I've read here, it's essentially the same thing as 7. She's a debuffer. The question becomes this: why would I use W Faust over Multi-Crack Faust? Patient needs Faust bites to live. That's what I ask myself. I ask myself, why would I use W Corp Faust instead of Multi-Crack? And that's what I want to answer today. Skill 1, very simple, 12 gains charge count. Number 2, decent clash, 14. Gain charge count, spend charge count, inflict 4 bind. 4 bind is nothing. No, sorry, 4 bind is a lot. 4 bind is a lot of bind on someone. She is a 2-star, but yeah, but she is a gimmick, right? Well, she's a 2-star, so obviously, you know, you use her. But why would I use her? Synergy with Telepole. But why would I do it when I could do Telepole with anyone else? Note how I'm not talking about Remnant Faust. Because Remnant Faust is better than W Corp Faust. She has a more consistent charge game. Is that really an issue? But what is she spending the... Okay, she might have all of this charge, but what's she spending it on? Okay, so she spends 3 count to do bind. Okay. Skill 3, she spends 5 count to inflict 2 pack power down and 3 paralyzed next turn. That's nothing to sneeze. That's Crow's Eye View. That's basically Crow's Eye View, guys. That's Crow's Eye View as a skill 3. It's insane. It's really good. But what's held back is the fact that that's really it. Also, no haste. Yeah, she's an okay, yeah. Also, as you can see here, we didn't talk about it, incredibly slow. She's a 2-4. So when are you benefiting from this? You're very rarely benefiting it, you know? But a random ally gains charge count after an attack. That's not bad. But Faust knows all comes, and she knows that Multi-Crack Faust is simply a better. But what can we do to fix this? Because I actually think it's super easy to fix her. And that's why I want to say that W Corp Faust needs a fix. Now, Remnant Faust, guys, as I've already said, Remnant is actually viable in the current day. I fully believe it 100%. And with the current ego that's coming out, Thorgarkia, even more so. Zwei Rodion? I'm not also talking about Zwei Rodion. Why am I not going to talk about Zwei Rodion? Well, I'll mention Zwei Rodion. Zwei Rodion is a very niche case. Okay? I'll talk about her because obviously these are the 3 IDs, right? Zwei Rodion, Zwei Faust. Oh my god, why am I saying Zwei Rodion? Zwei Faust is a keywordless ID. Okay? What does that mean? The main keywords: burn, bleed, charge, etc., etc. She is not one of those. So, to put her up against the others is hard, because what is her goal? She tanks. She aggroes and she tanks. As you can see here, she loses the clash, she gets defense up. She wins the clash, she gets defense up. She applies defense up to the lowest ally, she gains defense up. She gains defense up. She gains defense up. More defense up, more defense up, more defense up. Apply defense up. Heal. Apply defense up, defense up. If allies Y, apply more haste. Defense up, defense up, defense up. She is just a giga tank. And she works with the Zwei units. This is a very important thing. She works with the Zwei units. W Corp Faust does not work with the W Corp units. She just benefits alongside them. Also, again, 12-16 block is not bad. Also, her passive, I would actually argue, is a really good passive. Gloom own 2 allies, get 2 defense up. If HP is below, it's 2 defense. That's not bad. 4 defensible for free per turn? Give the Zwei, they're breakable coins. Check out defense by law. Yeah. Her gimmick is to be a tank. If you have... Here's the thing. If you make a team on Limbus Company, let's say you do Ryoshu, you do Ishmael, you do Sinclair, you do Gregor and Yisang. And you're like, oh, I don't have a tank ID, guys. Shit, I need a tank ID. But I don't want to swap to anyone for whatever reason. Well, Zwei Faust is a viable option. She's going to tank for you. Her clashes are not the worst, okay? She has a standard 11 on skill 1. She has a 13 on skill 2. Not the best, not the worst. But she does get clash power up. So she can win clashes. And then skill 3, again, not bad. 5, 5, 16, that's a 16. Plus get coin power ups, that's actually a 6, 12, that's 18. Heal on clash win. Give haste. The thing is, why have a tank when you can just win the clash? In the modern day Limbus, it is more valuable now than ever to have a tank on your team. Because of unavoidable damage, unavoidable mechanics, it is now becoming more clear that you want to build variety in your team. You want to have someone that you can bring on your team that you know can take the hits if someone else can't. Maybe you got a bit unlucky with your turn order and your La Mancha Land Don Quixote, who will one-shot the enemy team, goes last for whatever reason. And you can't clash with anything. Right? It is more valuable in the modern day of Limbus Company now to start having a spread team of La Mancha Land Faust. Yeah, La Mancha Land Faust. Of units. Also, let me equip. Hold on, I'm going to equip these guys as we do it. And that's why I think she has a purpose. Manager's basically... What if she gets hit with bind? What if you got hit with bind and you lost it out, you know? AoE, ignore your tanks directly. Here's the thing. If you have shield, you cannot take stagger damage. That's incredibly important. What happens, guys, and this is a possibility that can happen, if your whole team gets bleeded, your whole team gets AoE coined, and your whole team gets staggered by the AoE coin. But guess what? One of your sinners has survived the unbreakable coin, and that was your tank, who has aggro. Next turn, normally what would happen? The enemy would come in, target everyone, they lose half their health, they die. But now guess what happens? The tank that has aggro from the block did not get staggered. The tank takes the aggro from everyone else, and maybe a sinner or 2 dies. That's okay, guess what? Chain battle. You bring in new people, but now your whole team doesn't get reset. Maybe the tank dies. That's fine. The tank's life is value because the tank's life's purpose is to make sure that everyone else dies as little as possible. Oops, it was slash. AoE gets staggered. Yeah, unless it was slash and then she gets AoE staggered. And that's why I think Zwei Faust is actually not in the worst position. I think if I had to rate the three Fausts, the best is probably... Ooh. Do I think Remnant is better than Zwei? I think Remnant might be... I think Zwei... This is a hard one. I think they're incredibly, like, on the same tier. But I think Corp Faust is the one that suffers the most here. I think I had to put both of these two. I want to say that maybe Remnant is better just on the technicality that she does technically more damage than Zwei Faust does. I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Remnant, then Zwei, and then Corp. But don't get me wrong. The gap between these two is incredibly tiny. Okay? So, I think for our team, we're going to pick Corp Faust. And that's what I want to get behind, guys. I want to know how, and that's exactly like a great question. Would making this like would just changing this to a 4 to 6 completely solve the problem? Or would it be an artificial fix? That's what I want to discover today. And that's why we're discussing this, right? Now, Don Quixote. I think Don Quixote is very special because I think all of her IDs are good. But I think everyone is probably going to say she association Don Quixote. That's my assumption, right? My assumption is that everyone's going to say she association. Because look, March of La Marcha is amazing. Play Lineage, Don Quixote, amazing. W Corp, amazing. N Corp, you could argue she's a tremor unit with nails. That's a possibility. N Corp Donkey completely has been gapped. So let's keep her in our mind. Sync Don Quixote, I think, is an ID that is slept on as well because she is specifically not a poise unit. But we'll talk about her. I think the big three that people want to talk about is N Corp, Sync, and She. Meat Lantern? No way. Meat Lantern is an amazing ID. This ID is giga good. Out of the 3 units, it's definitely N Corp, Sync, and She. Now, but why is it those 3? And why isn't it, like, why not Little Middle? Or why isn't it, like, Lantern? Or, you know, why is it those 2? Okay, so first of all, let's discuss the elephant in the room. She, okay, Don Quixote, is basically Sync Don Quixote with poise. I know you can't compare IDs to each other. Okay? But she is essentially trying to do Sync's job. And she is kind of a different version of LCB. But different. And this is where it gets hard. Don Quixote is very hard. I think I'm going to start with N Corp. So what is N Corp's purpose? N Corp's purpose is to inflict nails. Now, Don Quixote comes in with the unique extra because she is a tremor unit. But she's also a debuffer? Like, look how fat this fucking skill 3 is. Nails, nails, head hit, tremor. Head hit, nails, attack down. Head hit, nails, and flower eyes. Head hit, on hit, tremor. One kid is very... I think she's very... Like... Look at this bloated ass skill 3. Look at this. You can't even fit the whole thing. And then what is her skill 2? Trigger, tremor burst, inflict tremor. So the problem with Donkey... Okay. It's kind of confused. It's more so, why would I pick her instead of this? Well, the question is, you wouldn't have if before she came out. But after T-Corp Don Quixote, there's really no reason to pick Don Quixote and Corp unless you're doing a full Nails team. Does she have tremor count on her own? Great question. She inflicts 2 tremor count on skill 3. On hits, as you can see. On hit, tremor count, on hit, tremor count. She does have tremor count. And you can also see that technically it is possible for her. So we can win rate without triggering Time Moriatum. But here's the liquor, okay? And this is where it becomes a question, okay? Tremor, I feel like... What the... Okay. I gotta take a breath for this, because my theory is this. In current... Not even current day. in a perfect world, okay, in a perfect Limbus company world, you would be able to inflict minimal of a status and have it be effective in some form of way. What do I mean by this? What I mean by this is you are using Don Quixote because she inflicts 6 nails and paralysis and attack down. Okay? Exactly. Don Quixote, I want you to ignore the... Okay, guys, ignore the tremor. Ignore the tremor on Don Quixote, and what does she give? She gives 2 nails on skill 1. She does 30% more damage on targets with nails on skill 2. And she inflicts 4 nails. And at 5 nails, she inflicts attack power down and 2 paralyzed next turn. If you took out the tremor count, this would just be a standard 2-star ID. But why is tremor in there? Tremor is in there because it is a bonus to the ID, not because the ID focuses on the tremor. And I think that's the part where you have to look at. This is a treat to Don Quixote. When you are using N-Corp Don Quixote, you might inflict, I don't know, 3 tremor potency, 2 tremor count on the enemy, trigger a tremor burst. Congratulations, you just gained 3, you know, on the stagger bar. Yippee, right? It's a treat, not the gimmick. Now, yes, the fact that is also, there is no additional, but that's why I said it's a treat. Because the way you would have to do this is, well, you can't. Because how do you trigger Tremor Burst, guys? So here's the problem. You use skill 3 to initiate the count. Okay, you start off, you get 2 count. Next turn hits. Then you do skill 1 to inflict 3 Tremor. Then what? Then you skill 2? But you're not using skill 3 for the count. That's the thing. You're using it because she inflicts attack power down next turn and 2 paralyzed. This is the same thing as W Corp. The problem is she has the exact same issue as W Corp. She is not... The only relevance to her team that she has is nails. Is benefiting from nails. The tremor is irrelevant. So how would you fix that? Well, you probably give her more tremor. Probably. That's probably it, honestly. You probably give her more tremor. Maybe you make this 2 count, so you make it 4 count on skill 3. Maybe she inflicts 3 count or 4 count on skill 1. Maybe this inflicts count. If this inflicted like 2 count, high key, possible tremor unit. You know what I'm saying? Mission can't support, yeah. And that's kind of the problem with Don Quixote. She suffers from the W Faust effect. Okay? So we know that. We know that N-Corp suffers from the Faust effect. Yeah, maybe give her some coin power. Maybe make her like a really big... You know, what you could do is potentially maybe make it so that if target has tremor, like X tremor on them, deal more damage as well. Like call this boom. You know? Has no direction. Yeah, she is a... She had a purpose, and then the purpose was obviously eventually overshadowed. The next Don Quixote ID to talk about. I'm gonna go with She Association. So, She Association is a poise ID. It is her second poise ID. It is her only other poise ID besides Blade Lineage. Okay? The purpose was the Odyssey. Yeah, maybe a reuse. That sounds cool on Target Segment. So, She Don is typically remarked by the community as simply the better LCCB Don. Because what does LCCB Don do? She does haste. Just single coin. At speed, she gains coin power. What does she do? Well, she gains haste. She gets poise, and she gets speed, skill power at speed. Why would I use Shidon? Okay. If in a scenario, maybe I don't have a Blade Lineage unit. Okay, so if I don't have my Blade Lineage team, I would put her on. And that's fair. We are not comparing LCB Dawn. So LCB Dawn is not being compared to, right? Small problem already. What exactly is skill power? It means the plus 21 becomes a plus 31. Or does it mean plus 10? I don't remember. It's one of those things. So there's a few problems with Don Quixote Eishi. And let me tell you, before anything else, she can't sustain poise. Okay, that's the first one. With modern poise IDs, you want to be able to at least sustain poise. She can't sustain poise. She gains poise next turn, she gets 3 poise. So she gets what? 3 poise next turn, and she gets 2 poise next turn. That's it. That's all her poise. Immediately resolve this. Have it be maybe on use if HP is below 75%. Gain 2 poise count. Something like that. More count would fit. Yeah, immediate fix is the poise. I like the fact that she gets a ton of haste. That's why I would not touch her speed. I wouldn't touch her speed because the gimmick is she's supposed to gain a frick ton of haste. And look, that's even her passive. Gain haste by Wrath Resin, right? Her passive is gain haste by Wrath Resin divided by 3. Basically, if you get a res, you get 1 haste. Immediately, I would fix that. I would make that 2. I would do Wrath Resin divided by 2. That's what I would do. So I would say you get 2 per resin, right? And then you need 3 resins, so you get a minimum of 2. Now, she have a problem on its own. First of all, this is the only skill that benefits from her being at less HP. You know? This needs additional effects on it. Maybe inflict bind. Maybe have this consumer HP like Heathcliff, right? The problem with Shidon is that she kind of just exists and she doesn't really have a purpose. For every other She ID here, you could kind of have a purpose. But Shidon, she doesn't have a purpose. And that's really it. Converting poise, hasten to poise. Exactly. That sounds really cool. You know? And I'm not talking about like her ego here, none of the ego, because obviously you could do like, you know, you could do something. Maybe Wishing Khan or whatever, right? But like, let's just talk about like the skills. Get poise, get damage multiplier, add something. Okay, maybe make this at less than 50% health, do 50% more damage, man, right? That's her problem. It's not necessary that the skills are bad. 14 is average on a skill 2. 11 is average on a skill 1. 24 on a skill 3 is pretty good, but it's a 1 coin, right? And then you have, in my opinion, the better Shidon. Okay? Now, people say Shidon is the better LCB, but in my opinion, Syncdon is the better Shidon. Why is that? First of all, her gimmick, the exact same thing as Shidon. Speed. Speed, speed, speed. What does she want? She wants to be fast. Why does she want to be fast? Because she wants to clash. Why does she want to clash? Because she deals damage based on clash count. Okay? She gains coin power based on speed. She gets a duel. And when she gets duel, she gains higher clash power. She gets haste by hitting the person. She has 4 to 7. She even inflicts bind. Why would I use she when I have sync? The only difference is that she has poise. Barely. Now here's the liquor. This right here, if speed of all allies is higher than the speed of all enemies, this unit deals more damage based on speed difference. Pretty free. Skill 2. So what does she get? She gains haste. 1 haste. She's going to gain 2 haste. And she inflicts bind. So so your whole issue is just making the enemies slow. Make you fast. Get big coin power. Deal big damage. She's the damage unit. Declare duel. What is the purpose of declare duel? Win your clash. Gain haste so you get the coin power next turn. Her purpose is clear. Her purpose is to be faster, to deal more damage. Now, I'm not going to compare Sync Association to the manager of La Mancha Land. Because they have 2 different IDs. But for this instance, what could Sync Dawn use more of? More haste, maybe? Maybe more damage conditionals. Maybe something to do with the clash. She's got already 2 clash wins. You know, deal more damage based on the clash win, deal more damage on the clash win. It's a 10%. It's not the worst. Same turn bind. Manager Dawn is W Dawn, but with red charge. You could up the bind effect. Maybe you can make it so that she inflicts some pierce fragility. Think about this, guys. What if she inflicted pierce fragility? On same turn pierce fragility. That would benefit her team. Now all of a sudden you have a reason because Don Quixote wants to go fast. Not only does she want to go fast because she wants to go to her gimmick, but she wants to go fast because she inflicts fragility for the rest of the Sync team to benefit. Now all of a sudden you're doing a 2-for-1 deal. Now all of a sudden you want to buff her speed because you want her to win, you want her to inflict it, you want her to set up for the next turn so that she's always in the front, so that she's always applying maximum pressure for her team. A simple change like that, just that, I feel like would dramatically alter her kit. This on kill 15 SP is kind of irrelevant. I'm not saying she's weak. She is in the three amigos with N-Corp, She, and Sync. In my list, if I had to order them, of the strongest Don Quixote, the strongest, weakest Don Quixote ID, it'll be Sync, N-Corp, She. I think She is actually weaker than N-Corp, guys. The reason I think that is because I think the benefit that N-Corp provides, which is this attack power paralyze, is simply better than just doing a little bit of damage. Hello. Sync is boring? Well, Sync's gimmick is just simple. She just wants to be fast. I actually think N-Corp does a better job than She. But barely. I think if I had to choose to alter someone, I would probably alter Shidon. Because at least with N-Corp Don Quixote, at least with Don Quixote, I know that if I put her on a Nails team, that I'm going to at least get some benefit with skill 3 and maybe extra damage on skill 2. So I think for this, we're going to choose Shidon. Running G Corp over sync for the haste. Ryoshu. You could change your IDs there so you could just use 2 full teams. Are you talking about just in general? LCCB Ryoshu? I'm so far behind. You gotta hit the live. Make base Ryoshu boss. We're not talking about base Ryoshu. Do you guys think LCCB manager is actually weak? Because I'm here to tell you that LCCB Ryoshu is not that bad. I honestly would rather say that 7 Ryoshu is a bit more problematic than manager for a specific reason. Let me explain. First of all, we have other IDs to talk about. There's Liu. People would look at that and be like, Liu? What's wrong with Liu? Give me a second. Eurodivi. If we had to compare all of her black ones, it's these 4. But why is it these 4? Well, first of all, they're all 2 stars, so that's the obvious answer. Second, what do? Liu Ryoshu, what is your gimmick? My gimmick is that I burn the fuck out of someone. I have good clash power, I have decent coin power, I just inflict potency, I just deal damage. Okay. Fair enough. That's what her gimmick is? Her gimmick is 4th match flame? She does it. What's Eurodivi's gimmick? My gimmick is I apply the shit ton of count. I also can follow up. Well, guess what? Follow up is a free attack. Gain tremor count, spend tremor count, inflict tremor count. Obviously, I've got to do her up type 4 version. You know, she is tremor count woman. Consume tremor counts off and inflict the same tremor count target. Max 5. This is a 6 tremor skill 3. Skill 2. That's insane. She is tremor count. And also she has a good passive. She uses skill 1 on someone. Using skill 1 on someone for free is insane. Because guess what? Gain tremor count equal to tremor count on target, which you're going to already inflict. And then inflict 2 tremor count. She just inflicts 2 tremor count for free. 7, on the other hand, well, the problem he arises with here, as we've said before, 7 Ryoshu has a bit of a small problem. 7 Ryoshu is a debuffer first, and then a Rupture ID second. Why is this a problem? Thoughts on Chef Ryoshu? I think she's perfectly fine. Seven Ryoshu has this issue. Her skill 1, okay, in Rupture, whatever. Skill 2 is where you start getting frisky. 18 skill 2, not bad. Plus 2 skill power against fragility, which is a pretty rare, you know. This is a decently rare debuff. Where she gains attack power and she inflicts defense down. But it's the skill 3 where her meat lies. This skill inflicts 2 flash fragility on Clash Win, and she inflicts 3 flash fragility next turn. So what is she going to do? She's going to inflict 5 flash fragility. 5 flash fragility is a lot of fragility, guys. Okay? 5 flash fragility is a lot. That's 5 more. That's just 5 more slash damage. And then this becomes a fucking 20. Yeah, this becomes a 20. But there's a small issue. The issue is that on my 7 team, this requires a lot of setup. I need to skill 3 into skill 2. Her skill 1 is just there to inflict Rupture. The defense down is fine. But she suffers the same fate that Yi Sang suffers, where he is simply valued for his pierce fragility. This is why you pick Yi Sang. Inflict paralyzed next turn, inflict fragile, inflict pierce fragility. That's the only reason you pick her. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying anyone here is bad. Okay? I'm just saying, if I had to compare her to LCC, what does LCC... So, you know what? What does LCCB Assistant Manager Ryoshu do for me instead? First of all, she's a poise unit. Actually a poise unit. For whatever reason, she is a crit... She is a crit monster. Target lose 8 SP. Very strange, but whatever. Okay, let's see what she does. She gains poise, she inflicts offense down, she inflicts offense down. Okay, well, let's have a look at the numbers. Okay, a 10 is pretty low. 14 skill 2 with a coin power 1 is the average. And then you got oof. Okay. And then you got oof, which is the absolute reason that you use this ID. Because you double the application of Tremor and Rupture to potency and count. And inflict 8-4. Okay, 8-4. 8-4 Tremor Burst. And this is all crits. So if you crit, congratulations. If this unit has 7 poise, heal. If this unit has max SP, meaning the above, poise 1. LCCB Ryoshu has the kit, but she's gone a bit too much in her gimmick. Okay? Well, let me tell you why I think let me tell you what the problem is. Yes, that's the problem. The problem is, this is a really tight kit. But here's how you would fix it. Okay, this is how you would fix it. Okay, let me explain what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, her kit is actually fine. You're gonna look at me, what do you mean her kit's fine? What she does in the kit is cool. She gains poise, she inflicts offense level down, she inflicts statuses, she gains count. The problem is these little things. It's the conditional. Her speed is 4-7, so it's average speed. The problem is the conditionals to her kit. For instance, this should not be a crit. This should just be on hit. On hit, lose SP. Okay, cool. Niche skill 1, whatever. Here, you can keep this. But I would up the effects of this. Maybe I would make this 2 poise, so you get 4 poise. Okay? And I would say make this 3 offense level down, or 2 offense level down per, or 3 offense level down per. Right, whatever. Maybe make this on use gain 2. I would also put an on use gain 2 poise count, right? And then for skill 3, this bit here, on crit, remove that. Make it on hit. On hit, gain 2 poise count, gain hit, gain poise count. And that's it. I will not touch anything else on her kit. I promise you, I would not touch anything else on her kit. Make this give you poise count on start. Make this not crit. Maybe increase these 2 by like 1. Increase this by 1, increase this by 1, increase this by 1, increase... Right? And then this, make this on hit. I wouldn't touch anything else. And then leave everything the same. Make this a crit. I like this gimmick. I like that when she crits with skill 3, she inflicts double the thing. That's cool. Thorogakia, yes, Thorogakia does help this ID. That's why I think LCCB is actually better than 7, guys. I'm not going to look up at the offense level, because the offense level, obviously, you know, it is a high amount of offense level. But that's another reason. Thorogakia exists now. I know it's not it, but if I had to compare these two, Well, this is actually more beneficial now than this. This is more achievable. Okay, yeah, the kit is broken. Is a bit, you know, it's broken. Don't get me wrong. But at least it's more manageable now than this. This is not manageable. This is manageable. Do I have to use an ego for it? Yeah, okay. That's what ego exists in the game for, right? You use the ego in the game to help your ID better, right? I should thread spin for contempt or maybe I will. And that's what I'm saying. Okay? I'm saying LCCB Manager has a small issue that is very easily fixable, but she's already being helped by arguably one of the best poised egos in the game. 7, on the other hand, does not have that. 7 is struggling because her entire purpose is to inflict 5/fragility, and that's it. Her purpose is inflict 5/fragility. She has no other purpose. And that's why I think for this, we're going to go with 7 Association Ryoshu. Alright, so Meursault. Oh boy, where do we begin with Meursault? Meursault has an issue. Okay? Had an issue. I wouldn't say he has an I wouldn't say he has an issue anymore, but he used to have an issue. He used to have the issue of arguably having the worst IDs in the game. This has been rectified since Yield My Flesh. Okay? Ever since Yield My Flesh, I would no longer consider Meursault a bad ID. He has giga IDs. Okay? He also has something called Regret. Now, for the sake of the argument, we are gonna kind of have to ignore Regret. Because all Regret does is make his eye... Okay, so we're gonna ignore... Why are we gonna ignore Regret, but we don't ignore Thorogarkia? The reason we're ignoring Regret is because Regret only benefits his clashing. Thorogarkia benefits a gimmick. Don't worry, and that's why I am not judging it based on Regret. I am not judging it based on Regret, because Regret is only there to make the ID clash. That's it. It's not there to benefit the ID's gimmick. It is not there to boost the ID's purpose. It is there to make it so he clashes. So, where do the problems with Meursault lie? Well, there's a lot of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. You could argue N-Corp, W Corp, Rose Banner, Dead Rabbits, R Corp, Liu. These are all the ones argued to be his weakest IDs. We're gonna start with Liu. Okay? So, what is Liu Meursault's purpose? He inflicts burn. Okay. Nothing wrong. Didn't mention Little Brother? I think Little Brother's fine. I think Little Brother's his best 2-star ID. Liu Mer is basically Daishiki saying with burn. Liu Meursault is very simple. Liu Meursault inflicts burn. What are the problems with Liu Meursault? The problems with Liu Meursault are, spoiler alert, his clashes. He has an 11 average skill 1 that inflicts 3 burn. Okay. He has a 11 rolling skill 2. Okay, now you're looking a little bit wacko. But he does inflict spread burn. He inflicts 3 burn on the target, and he inflicts 3 burn on 2 random enemies. Okay. You know what? he's a wave, he does a wave 3. And then you got skill 3. Probably one of the coolest skill 3 names. But it's a 5 with 3 coins, and I mean it's a 14 rolling, and I mean it goes up to 17. What does it do? Burn, count, and more burn. How do we fix this? Well, unfortunately, regret fixes this. Right? That is the argument in this matter. But I think there is a different way to look at this. He has the same thing, and someone mentioned this, as Yi Sang. When attacked, he inflicts burn on a random enemy up to 4 times. So this is clearly supposed to be some sort of aggro tank. So, give him aggro. Why not give him some aggro? Maybe on his guard. Maybe make it so, on his guard, if he has shield, inflict 1 burn on the target. 1 burn potency on target. Like, maybe maximum of 4 per target. Exactly like Daishi Yi Sang. Okay? Number 2. Give him some burn conditional damage. If target has 5 burn, deal 20% additional damage. Okay? Target has X burn, deal additional damage. His clash power, we don't really want to touch it because regret exists, but here's what we can do. That's why different types of conditionals exist. Give him clash power, do not give him coin power, do not give him final power, do not give him base power. Make it so on skill 2, he has either on clash lose, give him 2 clash power, or make it if the target has burn, he gets plus 2 clash power. That's it. And really, that's all you really need. We don't have to give him skill power. We don't have to give him coin power. All he needs is maybe a bit of aggro. Maybe on clash lose, gain aggro. Or if hitting it, if a target has 6 burn, gain aggro. You know, give him aggro. Give him aggro. Give him a little bit of clash power. And make him an inflict burn on taking damage with his block. Maybe if he has aggro, he gains clash power. Possible, right? Now, that you do make a great subject. There is a team leader buff from specifically Rodion. Okay? And Rodion, the buff that Rodion inflicts for Liu, now this is important, is that Liu's get attack power up +1 and wrath damage up. AI summary. So this will not affect his thing that much. It will still boost him. The passive never works at all. So here's the thing. What I think you do to, besides fixing his numbers and his like, here's what I think you do with Meursault. Lean into the gimmick that he spreads burn to the enemies. That's his gimmick. His gimmick isn't that he just is a burn unit. His gimmick is that he spreads burn onto the enemy. He is a wave clearing burn unit. So make it so that he does it on everything. Thank you for the follow, guys. Appreciate it. Make that his gimmick. That's why I say give him aggro on the block. Make it so that they take burn damage when he's block. Give him aggro on clash. Maybe on a head hit, he does. Maybe on skill 3, like on skill 2, if target has 6 burn, inflict 3 burn. Maybe if it's on head, inflict 5 burn. Maybe Wrath Resin and give burn potency. You know, make it so the burn he inflicts goes to everyone. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about defense levels and offense levels, because that is just... Then at that point, like... I'll be here forever, right? But he suffers. But is he unusable? I mean, he's not unusable. He works as a burn unit. He inflicts count. He inflicts potency. He's just a bit... How you going? The next ID. I want to talk about this. This ID has bugged me for a very long time. Ever since I played this game. This ID has bugged me. For one particular reason. Him. Okay. And Hong Lu. Traded ID gimmicks. And you can't change my mind. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. W Corp Meursault and W Corp Hong Lu have fucking swapped IDs. Because it makes no sense why W Corp Hong Lu is this tank shield support. And Meursault is this debuffing Rupture unit. It's incredible. First of all, that's just a personal preference, okay? Personal preference makes no sense to me. That these two have the wrong gimmicks. This gimmick should be on Meursault. Meursault should be the one with charge barrier. Meursault should be the one giving people charge barrier. Meursault is the one that should be gaining the haste to give the charge barrier. But instead, W Meursault is this debuffer. So what does he actually do? Let's actually read. First of all, 11 skill 1, on use gains slash protection. Okay. Is he weak to slash or is he resistant? No, he's normal to slash. So he gains normal to slash. He gains charge count. Slash 2, it's a 2 coin conditional on 5 base. Okay, we got a little bit of a problem here. He gains coin power though. And he inflicts a lot of Rupture. That's a lot of Rupture, guys. Like 2, 4, 5. Dude, that's a lot of Rupture. I can't lie. That's 7 Rupture. And then he spends 3 charge counts to inflict slash fragility. Okay. So he inflicts slash fragility. That's cool. You know, he's like a debuffer, kinda. But he has a Giga Rupture. Okay. And then skill 3. Spend charge count to inflict defense down. Spend charge count to defense down. Just charge count to defense down. Because charge count to defense down. What? Okay. This is same turn. This is like a little mini fragile. You know, it's a little mini, you know, fragility. The question is, why does he inflict the defense down? Why not slash fragility? Maybe because it'd be too strong? What does he actually gain? A 2 defense sounds like a fragile? Yeah, I don't remember the specifics. So, he wants to go first. He's got 4-8 speed. That's pretty fast. He doesn't have any haste, though. And, you know, not everyone needs haste. Yeah, so he also has the problem where his egos now... He has an ego to actually help him out, which is electric streaming. Which kind of solves the entire issue that he has. Kind of. Yeah, the problem is, this issue is completely solved by regret. But that's about a clashing. I don't want to talk about the clash. I want to talk about his gimmick. He's half Rupture unit, half tank unit. No, he's 1/3 of a Rupture potency inflictor, 1/2 a tank, and then 1/2 a fast debuffer. He's trying to be too many things. The problem with W Meursault is he's trying to be too many things. Yeah, and then also his passive, where he gets charged when he's hit. So he wants to be a tank, but he also doesn't want to block, because why would I block when I want to use skill 3, but I need charge, so I block to gain charge. So then when do I want a skill 2? I want a skill 2, but I want to save it for skill 3. But I use skill 2 to inflict. See, this is the thing. He does this to block better. So then he can use skill 3, but he has to be first. So you use skill 2 to inflict fragility, so that your W Corp units can attack. Is he bad? No. I don't think he's bad. When he loses a clash, he gains count. Up to 6 times, dependently on hits taken. If you lose skill 3, you gain 1 charge per coin lost. Okay. He gives slash fragility, yeah. As I said, he's trying to be too many things. He's trying to be a tank. He's trying to be a debuffer. And he's trying to be fast, and he's trying to be 2 types of debuffers. He's not bad by any means. He has a few problems. See, I don't think aggro fixes his problem. I don't think aggro fixes his problem. I think the problem is that he doesn't... He's a bit too spread out. You know, he does too much. You can't focus down on his gimmick, because he's trying to do everything in the W Corp team. He's trying to tank, he's trying to give charge, he's trying to build charge, trying to inflict defense level down, trying to do fragility. This is same turn, by the way. So like, what do I do? What would be more like if a rip space is coming? I don't care about 2 slash fragility. I want to inflict fucking 2, 4, 6, 8 fucking defense down. You know? It's hard to say that he's bad, because he's not bad. He actually has, like, these are not, like, again, 7 Rupture, 2 slash fragility. This defense down is not bad at all. Everything is slash here. All the W Corp rip spaces are slash. Maybe lower charge consumed? Maybe make it so that losing the clash doesn't completely screw him over? I don't know. Like, I honestly, to be honest with you guys, I don't know what I would want. I think I'd have to sit on this. Yeah, if this was next turn, I think that would actually buff it. I don't even think I would care about this. I'm not sure. Well, that's the thing. Okay, well, the problem is, it's either but like, out of these 2 options, you do this debuff this one or this debuff. Obviously, you want this one. This is more important. This is more important than this. This 8, 2 for 6, this 8 defense down is more important than this 2 slash fragility. Like, you're never going to use it. If you're trying to set up for rip space, you want this. You want to use this, not this. Now, you know, the problem becomes, again, you're going to be fast. He doesn't have haste. Maybe give him some haste. Maybe instead of gain 2 slash protection, I would say gain 2 haste next turn. Maybe have it be spend charge count to inflict 2 fragility and gain 1 haste. Like, I don't know, maybe haste would fix his problem? Maybe make it so on clash... Like, here's another thing. What about on clash lose with skill 3? Consume 1 less charge count next turn. That sounds cool. That could be a gimmick. His, you know, consuming less charge count. So if you lose with skill 3, oh, don't worry. You only need 4 charge instead of 8 charge. Again, not bad. But definitely, you gotta build around him. Which is funny because he wants to build around others. The next ID we're talking about is N-Corp. Where do I begin with N-Corp? Let's have a think. First of all, what is his gimmick? Well, he's a part of the Nail squad, alright? He's part of the N-Corp squad. So, that's his gimmick. His gimmick is he wants to be part of the N-Corp. He's a tank. You know. He's supposedly a tank. That is true. He does... He's an HP tank. He's like a she tank. But there's a small problem. Skill 1 is cool. Except that, well... Yeah, this is a bit of a problem. Yeah, okay, at less than 50% HP gain 2 coin power. But it's a 5 + 1 + 1. It's a 7 coin skill 1. Really not good. The problem, yeah, regret fixes the issue, but that's bad. Regret is, yeah, we're not relying on regret here, but we have to acknowledge like that regret exists. I think gaining aggro is fine. I think lowering stagger damage by 60% of damage dealt, I mean, that's cool, I guess. That's fine. You know? This isn't just like a gimmick skill 1, right? What's skill 2? 3, so it's a 12 skill 2, a little bit lower than average. Gain aggro, cool. Inflict 3 nails, inflict 3 bind, cool. This is nice, this is nice. The target has 5 nails, inflict 2 bind, 2 tap. I think skill 2 is perfectly fine. The way it is. I think maybe get some... Maybe add a damage modifier. Maybe if target has 5 nails, deal 20% extra damage. You know? Skill 2, I gotta admit, skill 2, it does roll low. But it has a good... It rolls low because it has a great effect. Okay? And then you got... Skill 3. Skill 3. I understand what they're trying to do. Okay? This is an 8 base coin, which is pretty high. 3/3. This is a 14. Inflict 2 nails next turn. Heal 50% damage dealt, and then heal 3 for each target's HP. So, yeah. So, here's the liquor. What they want you to do is to always be at perma 50% HP, so you get the maximum benefit from skill 1. And then heal with skill 3. Here's the issue. Why would I want to be under 50% HP? Well, when below 50% HP, remove 1 negative status effect and gain Fanatic, attack power up, and 3 protection at the start of the combat phase. 4 res. I think what you do, and this might be controversial. How about the counter? Oh yeah, we have to talk about the counter. His counter is a negative coin, which... Okay. Combat set gain protection at less than 50% final power 2. Whatever. Okay? It's a counter, it gives you protection. It's fine. I wouldn't change the counter. Here's my controversial opinion. I think you make this owned instead of res. I don't think you turn it to a loss. I think you make this owned. Now you're gonna look at me, and you're gonna be like, the fuck do you mean you make it owned? He's gonna have permanent attack power up, 3 protection, fanatic at below 50% HP? Yeah. Yeah, I think he's gonna have 3 protection, 1 attack power up, and 1 fanatic permanently at 50% HP. But why do I want this? Because I want you to make like the whole kit around this gimmick. Here's what I want you to do. Make it so. Skill 2 or skill 1. You could say, this already has the at less than 50% HP gimmick, alright? Whatever. I would personally make this like a 3-3. So a 5-3-3. Okay, which is an 11. So it's 11 skill rolling. Okay, here's what I would do. 11 skill rolling skill 1. And then at less than 50%, okay, it becomes a 15. Okay, it becomes at 15 skill 1. What I would do with skill 2 is I would give this a below 50% HP gimmick. Maybe at below 50% HP. If you have Fanatic, right? If you have Fanatic, I don't know, let's say it inflicts more nails or something, right? You can remove the coin power and give him make it so that this inflicts nails, for instance. So he inflicts 2 nails. Maybe give this so it gives him maybe HP a little bit, or it gives him more aggro. Fuck it, who knows, right? Keep the skills, don't change this. And then skill 3. Okay, skill 3. Keep this. But I think you give it a below 50% HP effect. On use, if below 50% HP, right? Instead of heal 50%, you heal 75%. Instead of 2 nails, you do 4 nails. And then you cap this off. What do I mean? Make this 75 under 50% HP. And then make this that it caps at 25%. Now you're looking at me like, what do you... Doesn't that just add up to 100%? Correct. If you have 8 nail on the target, right? 8 nails on the target, and you are under 50% HP, this skill should fully heal 100%, or it's going to heal 99% of the damage dealt. Okay? 99% of the damage dealt is healed back to you. And then what? You lose all of this. You lose the conditionals. You lose this. You lose your passive. Your passive's gone. Okay? You lose everything. So then why would I counter? Well, you counter so you can get below 50% HP. I would remove this. I would get rid of the final power plus 2. I would instead say at less than 50% HP, gain, I don't know, plus 1 more protection. Or say gain plus 1 extra fanatic. So you get 2 fanatic, for instance, maybe, you know? Why not make it so that you, when he's below 50%, gain an extra fanatic for next turn. So then next turn, you have 2 fanatic. And then 2 fanatic gives you 2 final power. So now you can go and do a roll of skill 14, you know? Yeah, make the protection under 50% HP. Just swap this around, just go boop, and put that there, and then give plus fanatic. And that's what I would do for him. And I think you give him the illusion of being a HP sustain tank. He is an HP sustain tank with a debuff, and that is his purpose. His purpose is to take all the aggro and just sustain HP. This is like making a new shiny. Kinda just ends up being like that. But I don't want to change him entirely, alright? And that's why I'm saying I don't want to remove anything. I just want to adjust it. So that's the 3 IDs. We still have 2 more to go. Arguably 3. Rabbit Meursault. I think Rabbit Meursault is actually fine. That is what I'm stating. I think Rabbit Meursault is fine. His gimmick is bleed count. Okay? You use him because you want bleed count. That is his gimmick. Yes, you use him specifically on charge theme. It is nothing else. It is weird that he's bleed. I agree. But that's the thing. He's not a charge unit. He's just a bleed unit that uses charge. He's basically Red Eye's Ryoshu. If you want to think about it. At turn end, gain speed, charge count. At turn end, if charge count 5, gain aggro. I'm not gonna lie to you, the passive is whatever. Okay? The passive is whatever. I don't care about the passive. Okay? Because the only benefit he gets from speed is his infliction on 2, we get +1, and this, which does more damage. I'm not saying that it isn't insane. His skill 3, his bleed count is Giga. But him being a speed gimmick, I don't care. Like, I think he is a speed gimmick because he is a rabbit. That he is an R Corp soldier. That's why he has speed. You know? What I would, if I had to change anything about this, I would remove this. I wouldn't make him do more damage. I think I would have this. I would say at 7 speed, maybe gain 1 extra charge count. I think you keep this. This is fine. You keep this. This is fine. And you keep this. This is fine. But he's also a tank. See, that's the thing. I would make this evade. Fuck it. Make him an evade. Give Meursault the evade. Give Rhino the evade. Wouldn't that be funny? I have nothing much to say on him. Little Middle Brother is a good ID. That's what I have to say about that. Rose Banner Workshop Fixer Meursault. Middle Brother skill 3. Recording. We'll get to red rabbits, don't worry. So, Rose Banner Workshop Fixer Meursault. I am a tremor unit. That's his gimmick. He inflicts tremor. It's 11. Average, maybe of a weak side, for tremor. Skill 2. 4, 5, 4, 4 is average. Inflict tremor if target has down. Attack power down, okay. He self-sustains it, so he can self-inflict And then skill 3 kind of has the same issue as W, where he kind of just... First of all, it's a 4 coin with 2, so 2... That's 8, that's a 14. Yeah. This is nuts. 10 tremor count on an ID that does not inflict any count. My first instinct would be to lower all of these values. Make this 3. Make this 5. Or 4. Make this 5. What the charge for? Great question. I think it's his passive. No, it is not his passive. In Clash, the opponent has -5 if they have 5 tremor when recovering. When recovering from stagger, he'll 5 subs of SP. So. Yeah. Spend all charge count to raise further thing by 50%. So. What do I think of this ID? I think it's actually, and you're gonna look at me weird, I think it's okay. And I know you're looking at me weird. You look at it, what do you mean it's okay? What do you want about? Okay, hear me out. He has a gimmick. You know, he has a gimmick. And he plays it. What is his gimmick? He inflicts tremor. He's got a little bit of a debuff, just a little bit. And he does a frick ton of stagger threshold. That's it. How I would fix this? I would lower all of these count. Either make it count or potency. Let's say for the argument. Let's say for the argument, I don't want to change it completely. Let's adjust the conditionals. Let's say if target has 3 count, or if target has 2, say 3 count. 3 count is pretty decent. If target has 3 count. Target has 4 count. Target has 5 count. Okay? I think I would also remove the head hit conditionals. I think I would remove heads hit, just make it on hit. On hit, gain charge. On hit, inflict tremor. On hit, gain charge. On hit, inflict tremor. On hit, gain charge. And then what I would do is you make the final coin a head hit. Make it so it triggers Tremor Burst on head. So this doesn't activate unless you have all the charge. Yeah, also, get rid of that. Just when triggering, reduce tremor count. Just reduce tremor count by 1. Just by 1. Then spend all your count to raise the stagger threshold by count consumed times 5%, and you're fine. I think, yeah, so you could either make this lower or change it to potency. If target has 5 potency, if target has 7 potency, if target has 10 potency. I think that's fair. Get rid of the head hits here, and make this 1, and you're fine. And he works. And he works as an ID. Okay, because he's also going to inflict clash power if they have tremor on them. So he already has a tremor, a potency buff. You know? I think if you do that, he works. And that's all you need for him. It's just to work. He serves a purpose. He inflicts tremor. A good amount of tremor. If status units want to be more effective with status removing, should be more. And that's the thing. He applies a good tremor. You know, 5 on skill 1's not bad, and 5 on skill 2, and he also triggers his own attack power conditional for free. So theoretically, he triggers a free attack down. He triggers all of his skills trigger a minimum of 5 tremor. Literally a minimum of 5 trigger. This is just 6. So make his target, make his conditionals potency, and remove his head hits on skill 3. Maybe give him a little bit of charge. Maybe give him on use gain 2 charge, on use gain 2 charge. Okay. And then there was one. Meursault has taken up a lot of our time. And then there was one. Dead Rabbit Boss Meursault. What do I feel about dead rabbits? It's a bit weird. He has a very good passive. He has a good passive. The problem is this. Dead Rabbits came before the Great Rupture change of 2024. What do I mean by this? This was the last Rupture ID before the 15-3 count change for Rupture. And I think the way you fix Dead Rabbit Meursault is you adjust him for the 15-3. How do you adjust it? Here you go. First things first, passive. Keep it as a res, fair enough. It gives him clash power, why not? Clash power against that. Clash power 2 if the target has 3 count. Okay. Immediately, that doesn't fix his passive, but it makes it more possible. Secondary. His skill 3, you give it 15-3. On 15-3, he does not consume Rupture. He no longer inflicts Rupture at 15-3. Instead, say he gains offense level up. Okay? Say he gains offense level up. The gimmick with Meursault, Dead Rabbit Meursault, is that he is a clash god. He is the Rupture clash god. If you need someone to clash, you go to Meursault. Clash power 1 on this. Clash power 1 on this. That's 2 clash power, and then you got 3 clash power from the passive, 4 clash power from the passive. This is a 6 clash coin power. That turns this into a 28 4-coin skill 3. Well, on clash at least. How I fix this? Give him the 15-3 gimmick. Maybe on head, what you do here. Keep this. Right? Keep this. On hit, inflict 2 Rupture. On head, inflict 2 Rupture count. Okay. Now, on head, he inflicts Rupture count. On an 11. So, you know what? Okay. Skill 2. It's a 14, and it gives him clash power, gives him coin power at +6. Keep that. Clash win gains Rupture count. He consumed, this is neutral. Inflict 2 Rupture, whatever. If target has 4 Rupture, inflict 2 offense level down. Again, you're a Rupture unit, you don't need... Technically, it's a debuff. I mean, it works. It works. You can keep this. It doesn't affect anything. 2 offense level down is a little bit minor. So why not instead, on hit with the first coin, give him a first coin. On hit, +1 rupture count on the first coin. Now he's +1 rupture positive. Now he's +1 rupture positive here. Now he's +1 rupture positive here. And then on the skill 3, you give him 15-3. At 15-3, this unit no longer inflicts rupture. This unit no longer consumes rupture. Now you have it. And what you do is on coins 1, 2, and 3, inflict rupture count. So he goes -1 instead of -4. What does his downside be if he can't? So if he cannot inflict rupture, say on skills that cannot inflict rupture, okay. Either you can say gain offense level. So he would gain like 5 offense level from this, which is pretty decent. Gives him more of a clashing beast. And you nerf their offense level. Keep this bit. Okay, because you're going to inflict 2 offense level and you gain offense level. And I think that's it. I think that's what you do to him. "40 minutes spent or so." Yeah, we spent a long while on this. But that's what I think you do to him, guys. I think all you do is just make him inflict count on head, and you make his skill 3 go -1 neutral, -1 on -1 rupture, and give him 15-3, and make the bonus that he gains offense level up. And that's it. And you have a purpose. What is Meursault's purpose? His purpose is to sustain the rupture, barely sustain the rupture so that he can clash like a god. Meursault is your rupture clash god. You use him so you can clash with rupture. And yes, if you have 15-3, it doesn't consume anything here. So he does do a bunch of damage. Right? But his purpose is to just barely sustain the count. And we finally, Jesus Christ, finally beat all of the Meursault IDs that we think need to be changed. And that leaves me with what I think, fucking hell, out of the 4 IDs, Liu, no 5, sorry, Liu, W, N Corp, Rose Banner, Rabbit. Which one do I think is the worst out of these 4? I'm not gonna lie to you. Why don't we do base? Because I don't want to touch base. Oh boy. I don't make this thing against additional power. Yeah, same goal, different path. It's probably Liu, but the thing is, Liu has like, I don't think it is Liu. I don't think it is. I think the only problem with Liu is that it's a weak clasher. But he serves his purpose. He's a burn unit, but he does have the most changes. It's either Liu or It's either Liu or N-Corp. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm about to say fucking N-Corp. Like, you guys might flame me for this. I think N-Corp actually gets it the worst here. I would rather use Liu Meursault, Rose Banner, and Dead Rabbits, and W Corp before I'd use N Corp. I think I'm actually going to have to go with N Corp here. Because when we discussed all of these IDs, okay? We discussed all of these IDs. N-Corp was the one... Okay, so let's be real, guys. Guys, so here's my theory, okay? What is the gimmick of all of these IDs? They all have a specific purpose. Burn, debuffer, tremor, rupture, clashing. N-Corp is just a tank. But he doesn't really do that well. And we had to change him the most. We had to edit his gimmick the most to fit with how he actually plays. The way we imagine that you have to play N-Corp is not how you actually play N-Corp. And I think for that reason alone, we are going to choose N-Corp Meursault as the worst. If I had to say all of the IDs in, like, if I had to list them all from worst to best, it would be N-Corp. Then I would say... N-Corp. Maybe... Liu, Rose Banner, Dead Rabbits. Or Dead Rabbit. Liu and Rose Banner, I'm not gonna lie to you, they're basically the same thing. They're pretty much the same fucking thing. I do think I would go from worst to best. Where does base? I'm not even going to attempt to do base IDs. I think worst to best goes N-Corp, Liu, Rose Banner, Dead Rabbits. Yeah. So base ID, I can't touch base IDs because base IDs are too specific. They're specifically counted toward the new player. But yeah. Jesus Christ, it's already been 2 hours and we're halfway through. Alright. Congratulations, chat. We have successfully completed 50% of the Sinners. Save for next stream. We probably will do more. I think we will continue on for 2 days. Once we get the Gregor to click. Oh, well, we haven't even done 6 Sinners yet. We've only done 5. Alright, let's do Honglu. Honglu is in a very interesting position. I'm gonna tell you all right now. It's probably fucking Liu. Okay? I'm gonna say it straight out with you. It's probably Liu. Okay? Why do I think it's Liu? Let's go through all of them. Fang Hunt Honglu is the most slept on Rupture unit in the game. Don't even say anything negative about my boy. He is my precious baby boy, and he is my sleeper favorite unit in the game. Full stop is full stop. Whatever. Kurokomo clan, even before Ishmael, was a good unit. Was an okay unit. But after the Kurokomo buff, he's even better. I would argue to say that Kurokomo Honglu after Ishmael, Kurokomo Ishmael, has increased in quality by at least a tier. Ting Tang is Ting Tang. Okay? K-Corp is K-Corp. Hook Office is another sleeper unit that a lot of people don't typically use, but is absolutely viable for bleed count. He is a haste bleed count applicator. Is he the best at it? No, but he has decent clashes. It's not impossible to clash with him. He's got good speed, 3 to 7. He gets haste. His haste bonuses are not that bad. 6 speed is not that bad. If this unit is faster, gains equal to their difference. So, you know, he does a little bit. And at 6 speed, gain coin power, deal more damage, and inflict a little bit of bleed, okay? He's not the worst. He could use a little bit of a touch-up, just a little bit. And I don't think this passive is very good. personally. But you know what? It's playable. It's playable, and that's the point. It is playable. It's a bit hard, but you can work around him. Daishi Honglu's perfectly fine. Yura Divi Honglu's perfectly fine. Have we gone through Gregor yet? Not yet. And then you have W Corp. And as I said, I think W Corp Honglu's gimmick is actually perfectly fine. He is a decently strong. He's got good. First of all, he's got good numbers. Okay, he gains a lot of charge count. He's actually a perfectly fine charge unit because he is a support. He buffs his team with charge barrier. Are we still doing this challenge? Absolutely we are. Okay? He is actually a decent support. Charge barrier is a decent effect for W Corp employees. He gives it to people, he consumes it, he inflicts a little bit of rupture as well in there just for fun. I still am in the belief that this should have gone to Meursault, dude. Can you fucking imagine if Meursault had these numbers? Just give Meursault this whole kit, bro. Can you imagine what would happen if Meursault had this kit, bro? Oh my god, W Meursault would be the GOAT. Unfortunately for Liu Honglu. He's not the worst in the game. He just does a little bit of everything, kinda. Is this my whole stream arguing with your alter ego, nerd Hohenheim? Yeah, this is me arguing with Hohenheim. Skill 1. Well, first of all, it's a low coin power because it has high thing. He's got very strange conditionals. If target already has burn, inflict 1 more, so it's 2 burn. If inflict 1 count at 30 SP, inflict 1 more at 45 SP, inflict 2 more at 45. So he does count. I mean, he's got 3 count at 45. 2, 3, not the worst. On burn, if target has burn, inflict count. So it does 1, 1, and then this heals his SP. So you basically always want to be at max SP with him. If target has 6 burn, raise the damage threshold by 30%. Okay? At 30%, inflict burn count with effective skills. Look, he's the burn count man. Okay? But all he does is count. The problem with Liu Honglu is that his support passive is his gimmick, but I don't have to pick Honglu. And that's the problem with it. The problem with it is that, like, he doesn't have a lot of damage. If he had some damage conditionals, maybe. You know. Hey, bro, look at my boy, bro. They updated this man's fit, bro. You know, what can I say? I think his gimmick is cool. Okay. Here's the thing. You want to make his gimmick being at high SP? Make his gimmick be at high SP. That's what you want, okay? Make his gimmick be SP. But now he just has a really good burn count. And that's all he does. I'm honestly tempted to say, I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn between Hook and Liu. I'm trying to think. I think Hook has more applicable uses because he is more consistent in his gimmick. And because he is more consistent in his gimmick, he is superior than Liu. Liu, think about it. How long does it take for you to get 45 SP? Let's say it takes you 3 turns. For those 3 turns, you're playing a really mid burn unit. I would rather just have him in my support. Right? W Corp, the difference with W Corp is that W Corp has actually good clashes. So W Corp's got good coins. Okay. It has good coins, and then it is support. So it's got a very simple gimmick. So I think this one is very simple compared to the others. I think it's Liu Hong. But not because he's a bad ID, right? That's not really why he's there. It's more so because his gimmick is not able to be achieved as easier than the other IDs. So, next is Heathcliff. Shit. Well, let's go through. Look, the two contenders are N-Corp and She. Everyone else is good. Let's look at N-Corp. N-Corp Heathcliff, I actually think is decent. I actually think N-Corp Heathcliff has pretty good gimmick. And note, Heathcliff, okay, N-Corp Heathcliff, along with 7-Corp Heathcliff, guys, got additionally buffed when Chain Battles came out. Okay, let me explain to you why. Surviving, the definition for surviving units, okay, now includes people who are in support for Chain Battles. Okay? So, here's the liquor. With that knowledge, this is always going to have a permanent +2/+1 coin power, which dramatically increases his clashing, dramatically increases his damage. What is his actual gimmick? I guess he just inflicts nails and deals damage. That's it. He just deals damage. He inflicts coin power down, which is pretty good. +2 coin power down. He inflicts nails, a little bit of nails, not too much nails, just a little bit. He inflicts 2 nails. When allies defeated, lose 10 SP and gain blunt power up. It's fine. It's bad actually, but it's bonused by, you know, chain battles. But this is a bad passive. The passive you want is specifically this bit with the uptype 4. And skill 3 is decent damage. He is a sub DPS. His support passive is just Halai with the highest speed and flicks now. I don't think he's bad. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think he's bad. I think he is just simple. He is just a simple 2-star bleed applicable applier. He does a little bit of nails, but the reason you use him is for S2 and S3 damage. This being on head, a little bit annoying, and maybe 10% is not that high. I would probably make these 20%. I would also make this probably apply maybe just 1 nail. And I would maybe apply 2 nails next turn and 1 nail this turn. Okay. So, I think... And oh, it's passive. Also, maybe make this like when an ally loses SP. Or something, you know. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe increase the damage per nail. So like 10, and then 20th nail, 20, 30th nail, 30, 40th nail. I don't know. G Heathcliff. I already have an uptype 4. So I can just click on this. First things first. It's another she ID. Passive. After taking damage from attacks, deal more damage. It's a res. I would make this owned. Immediately. First thing I do, don't make this a res, make it owned. Just make him deal damage. The 10% is not going to do that much. This gets 3 pound, whatever. This, he gets 3 points. Okay. Now you've got some problems. Flashing Strike is not bad, but it's not helped. What would I do? Well, first of all, give him some fucking on-hit effects. That would be nice. That's what I would want. He has no on-hit effects. Like, give this man some on-hit effects. He does have attack weight, yeah. You know? Give this man a little bit of on-hits. So what would I do? Immediately, I would raise all of these HP conditionals by 25%. This is now 75% HP. This is now 75% HP. This is now 75% HP. This stays the same. So now that all of the HP conditionals are 75% HP, what would I do? On use, gain 3 poise count. On hit, gain 3 poise. On use, gain 3 poise. I don't know. Gain 4 count. Fucking something like that. I don't. It's the same skill. The problem is that this is simply the same skill. Also, this is a ProjectMoon moment, by the way. At less than 50% HP, skill power plus 2. At less than 80% plus 2 skill power. ProjectMoon moment, by the way. Why is it written differently if it's the same effect? And then this. So here's what I would do. Remove, okay guys, here's my theory, okay? Take away, lose 5 HP, take away, lose 5 HP. Okay? Here's why. Hear me out. Take away this, take away this. Make this so on use, lose 5 HP. On use, lose 5 HP. They move here. Okay? Then what you do is you add a new conditional. If damage previously taken last turn plus 50% skill damage for this coin. Essentially, if you use the skill 3 is going to be better. Then, the poise count business, yeah, that's going to go down. That's going to go down from 10. Make that 5 poise count. Okay? And that's what you do. You make it so that his skill 1 and 2 is the things that, like, maybe say make it that skill 2 gives him slash damage up. You know? Make it so that skill 1, here's what you do. Here's the new skill 1. Skill 1. On use, lose 5 HP. At less than 75% HP, skill power 2. Gain 3 poise count on use. On hit, gain 4 poise. Skill 2. On use, lose 5 HP. At less than 75% HP, skill to a power plus 2. On use, gain 3 poise. On hit, gain 2 slash power next turn. Flashing Strike. New. At 5 poise count, skill power plus 2. At less than 75% HP, attack power plus 1. Before attack, oh no, new conditional. On use, if HP was lowered last turn, or if HP was lost last turn, skilled coins deal a 50% additional damage. Then you just do 1, 2, and then you say 2 count, or something like that. You know? So you get rid of this line and make it a innate, and then just make it so it gives them count. Maybe on hit. Maybe gain 1 poise count per hit. Right? Like, gain poise count per hit, and if you attack weight it, you gain 2 per enemy. If you hit 2 enemies, you get 2 count. I don't know. Right? Like, that's... And then this is owned now. Don't make this a res. This would not be this. This would be on use, gain 3 poise count. And then at 3 poise count, damage 50%. So this would be on use, just move this here. On use, gain 3 poise count. You can always gain poise count with your counter. And then at 3 poise count, deals 50% down. The support is fine. I think with that, and Corp is fine. She is going to be the one we check. By the way, tomorrow, we're actually going to be writing out all of these changes as well. Right now, we're just marking it. Yeah, maybe a higher crit chance at low SP. The no potential man, I don't think anything's wrong with Sun Shower. I don't think anything's wrong with him. I think he's niched, and that's the point. Do I think he suffers a bit from a sanity problem? Yeah. I think he loses a bit of a sanity. I have used him successfully, and you can use him successfully. He is a negative ID that does not lose sanity on skills. He is only ever good on Canto 6. At least he has a use. The title is trying to fix weak IDs, not peak IDs. Okay. If you want... Alright, guys, I'm going to tell you... Okay. Here's how you adjust Sunshower. I am not going to touch a single thing about him. If he did this... I want you to read this, guys. Please read to me what LCE Yisang Sanity does. Increase after losing a clash based on clash count. Decrease after winning a clash based on clash count. Lose sanity on win. Gain sanity on lose. Got over here. Get a Sun Shower. Do the exact same fucking thing. Lose sanity on win. Gain sanity on lose. And that's all you have to do. That is all you would have to do against Sunshine. And that would make him a viable character. Well, more viable. Now, that's you are correct. That would be the boring way to do it. The Chad way would be if he sinking deluges himself. I think sinking deluging himself would be the Chad way to do it. But comparative to these two, I would take Sun Shower any day. Fishmail. Let me tell you right now. Edgar Family Butler is slept on. Okay? Edgar Family Butler is super slept on and is probably one of the most unique 2-stars alongside LCE Yusei. But she's not in this. LCB Manager Ishmael is not on this list. Why is that the case? Because LCB Manager Ishmael can fucking bury you. LC Manager's Ishmael isn't to do damage to you. She is just there to stack the Rupture and Tremor and inflict you with a little bit of a debuff. That's all she needs to do. Maybe you can make it so that this is a owned. Maybe give her a little bit of haste. Maybe what you can do is on head gain 2 haste. That would be nice. That's like all I would do. Maybe make it so that her... No, she gains aggro. Yeah, she also gains aggro already, so you're not really getting that. And that's it, really. And well, we're brought down to 2 IDs left. Sloshmail is considered the worst ID in the entire game. And she, Ishmael. Oh boy. She, Ishmael, is actually decent. The problem with She Ishmael is simply getting her HP conditionals. I think this can be achieved simply by having her consume HP on use, on skill use, just like Heathcliff. I think all you do is you just say, on use, take 5 damage. On use, take 5 damage. On use, take 5 damage. We already did do an Uptie 5 Ishmael, yes. Our Uptie 5 Ishmael was we changed her we gave her an additional passive, which essentially hard capped her HP like Eugen from Library of Room. That was what we did. And that solved their issues. That is literally what we did. Yeah, say if at below 50 HP doesn't lose HP. If you want. And that's it. Unfortunately, that kind of leaves a certain Sloshmail in the... So the question becomes, chat, why is Sloshmail considered the worst ID in the game? Number 1, a speed. 2.7. Great max speed. Low speed. Second, her passive requires her to deal no damage. Now, in a video game where dealing damage... Thank you for the follow, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. In a game where dealing damage is how you win, having a unit's passive be if you did not deal damage benefit is not a good sign. What does she do right? Well, she inflicts tremor. I guess. If I think the way you change this, and I'm not being, there's no meme here. Just go to Yisang, take this entire kit, word for word, this whole kit, word for word. I'm not even fucking kidding you. Take this entire kit, copy this fucking entire kit, go to Slush Mail, and swap Rupture for Tremor, and you fix her entire kit. Just swap it and make it Tremor. Now, all of a sudden, you want to lose the clash. Not only do you inflict Tremor on Rupture, now when you hit them with the Unbreakable Coin, you're going to inflict more Tremor and Rupture. Now you're going to inflict Tremor and Rupture, now you're going to inflict more Tremor and Rupture on the clash lose. Make it so that when she loses the clash, make it Unbreakable Coins. All of them Unbreakable. Fuck it. The whole thing Unbreakable. No one's going to complain that Slush Mail has 5 Unbreakable Coins. Okay? And you make it... First of all, this is... Make this count, by the way. That's another thing. You want to make fucking Slush Mail viable? After triggering Tremor, just reduce Tremor count by 4, inflict 5 Rupture count. I'm fucking telling you, if you make this shit Rupture count with a fucking Unbreakable Coin, you will see fucking Slush Mails on fucking teams. I fucking predict it. Okay? If this was Rupture count, and it was an Unbreakable Coin, you would see this bitch on teams. Okay? You would see them on the fucking Rupture team. I would look at that and be like, 5 Rupture count on an Unbreakable Coin. You're fucking kidding me. I'll fucking take that. Why the fuck not? And that's it. Just make an Unbreakable Coin. Make an Unbreakable Coin. And make it so that she inflicts double the Tremor when she gets Unbreakable, when she loses the clash. That's it. That's all you have to do. I'm not even kidding you. Conditionals. Inflict double Tremor. Clash lose. Inflict double Tremor. Now she inflicts 2 Tremor and 2 count. Inflict double Tremor. Now she inflicts 2 Tremor and 4 count. 2 Tremor, 4 Tremor. Here, Rupture count. Passive, remove this passive. Remove this passive. Okay? Got this. This passive is gone. We are making a new passive for Slush Mail. I'm at minus 40 SP. If this unit fails to win a clash in this turn, gain shield equal to 5% max HP next turn. There you go. There you go. Now, you want to lose the clash with her. Now, when you lose the clash next turn, you get shield. You get shield, you inflict double the Tremor, you inflict Rupture count. Mwah! Mwah, 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 mwah. Magnifique. You have solved the Slush Mail. Slush Mail is obviously on the list. Roger. First things first. Let me tell you what IDs are good. Princess is good. Kurokomo is okay. Daishi is OP. Liu is good. Devyat is good. Is the best ID she has. N-Corp is fine. Rose Vanna is okay. Why? T-Corp is okay. T-Corp is good. Actually, T-Corp is amazing. It's probably... Okay. Are there problems with Kurokomo Clan Ryoshu? Yes. What is the problem? I'm not gonna lie to you. I could fix this with one simple change. One simple change of Daishi Rodion's kit, and I can fix the very minor problem that she has. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this, chat? Ahem. On counter, at her passive, at 5 poise count, counter skill becomes lost and use skill 3. Now her skill 3 is a lost skill. When you use counter on her passive, done. Done. That's it. That's all I would do to her. That is all I would do. I would make it so that when you activate her passive, it turns from a pride skill to a lust skill, and her skill 3 becomes lust. And that's it. Now, if I wanted to, I could adjust it even more. I could say on hit, make it on hit, give 5 bleed, and then on crit, do 10 bleed. Right? So you give a little bit of bleed, but I'm not going to do that. I think this, yeah, she gains protection. Now, there is definitely more you could do. But that would be the biggest thing you change. You change that, and 90% of the problems you have with her are solved. That's why I don't think she's the worst. You're supposed to sabotage. Oh, my bad. How do I feel about Corp Rodion? Corp Rodion is really good. Is it the best ID in the game? No. Does it serve its purpose really well? Yes. Yes, it does. Are there adjustments that I think could be made to Corp Rodion? Yeah. For instance, I would probably give her more bleed. Some nails would be nice. She doesn't really inflict that much nails. The problem becomes this. Why would I use Corp Rodion when, well, this exists? Now, you've got to be a fucking mighty man to convince me to not use this over Corp Rodion. Okay? You gotta be Jesus Christ himself to convince me to be able to not do that. And even then, I'm not folding, okay? Why are we zooming in onto that? I don't know what you guys are on about. I zoomed in on Rodion. Was there a problem? What's wrong? It's Rodion. Nothing wrong with Rodion. Okay, you guys are weird. Don't get your minds out of the gutter. This is Rodion. It's just a princess. So, I would like if Corp Rodion inflicted a little bit more nails and a little bit more bleed, and I would be perfectly fine with that. Why did Quixote leave her? Probably because she's a fucking psychopath. Because nobody this attractive is... Chat, because I'm gonna give you some fucking wisdom, alright? The reason Quixote left her is because nobody this attractive is fucking sane. Okay? Nobody this attractive is sane. Take that to fucking real life. Nobody that attractive is sane. Okay? That's why he fucking ran away. Now, would I have ran away in that situation? Hell no. Hell no. You got me fucked up if you think I was Quixote in that situation. Hell no. I would have taken that motherfucker's place instantly. But that's a different story. Anyway, Zwei Rodion is weird. Against her charge gain. So, what the hell does Zwei Rodion do? So she's a poise unit, kind of. She's a count unit. She's not a poise unit. She uses count. And I think it's really funny I think her gimmick is really cool. But unfortunately, her coins are kind of ass. And that's not good. I'd convert them to blade lineage. West, Zwei, South side. Yeah, that's another problem. Her skill 3 kind of requires on crit, but she don't got poise potency. So we got a small problem. I think you want to play with her gimmick. Okay? I think what you do is this. Yeah, make her shield not have a maximum. Have some ability, if you... Okay, here's the thing. I don't want to make her a potency ID. Okay? Why? Because I don't think she's meant to be a potency poise unit. I think she is just meant to use poise count as a fuel. So, what I'm going to do is, on crit, removed. She's not supposed to crit. She just uses poise count as a fuel to her resource. Now, chat, imagine if the... Imagine, okay, you make a great point. Guys, imagine if we just replaced poise with smoke. Imagine if you replaced poise with smoke. Would she not simply be the sickest ID in the game? If now I'm doing a bit of a fanon, right? I'm doing a little bit of a fanon. I would replace all of her poise with smoke. I would make her a smoke unit. That would be giga amazing. I think she would be fixed. Now, all of a sudden, she generates a gazillion smoke. She gains Gudja Clash power, and she gets shield. But we are not in that fanon world. So. Does it make sense for the lore? I mean, you know what? Forget the lore. Look at my boy. He doesn't care about it. You think this guy's thinking about the lore, bro? This man does not think about the lore. So, yeah, we have a contender here. The next is LCCB manager. So, first things first. Turn this off. Why is this a res? Make this a 2NV owned. First things first. Make this a 2NV owned. Fuck it, make it a 1NV owned. I don't even care. Just make this a 2NV owned. She's got some very interesting. Probably one of the most interesting conditionals in the game. If the next skill on the dashboard deals blunt damage, this skill's coin power is +2. Every skill she does is blunt damage. Yeah, this is, interesting. That is, yeah, yeah, so, and then 4 defense power down, I mean, look. You can do 4 defense power down as a treat, but you need to make the actual effect something worthwhile. If took no damage from attacks this turn, gain 3 power. Inflict 4 down, inflict 4, inflict. See, this is what I like to see. Okay? What is LCCB Rodion's gimmick? Her gimmick is to neuter evades and tanks. That is her gimmick. Okay? So play into that gimmick. Play into that gimmick where you neuter evades, neuter tanks, okay, neuter them. That's what she wants to do. She wants to prevent tanks from being able to activate their... She wants to prevent tanks from their shield. She wants to prevent evades from having a high evade, and she paralyzes them so that the coin effects do not activate. Alright? That's what she wants to do. I think that idea is really cool. Okay? I think if this was the gimmick through all of her skills, then it would be more worthwhile. Here's the problem. It's not. Because here's the hard part. If you hit an evadee, you break the evade. Unless we get unbreakable evades in the future. Right? If you hit a tank, they already shield before the on-hit effect goes off. The problem with Rodion is this. She debuffs everybody after the effect has already gone through. Rodion, that's not how that works. She is debuffing the enemy after they have already done their shield or their evade. How do you fix this? Simple. Give her haste. Give her haste. Make her fast. And you want to unoppose the enemy. If I am fighting... Okay, let me give you an example, chat. If I am fighting a quad Love Town spear soldiers, okay, and I see one of those motherfuckers evading, what I want to do is I want to use Rodion to inflict the defense power down and the paralyze before the evade goes off. Okay, problem. She doesn't do that. She's 3/7. You know? And if she clashes with it, she's not going to hit him. Make a skill 2 against an enemy at combat start that uses defensive skill. See, that's a unique way of handling this. Add to the passive that she targets people when they use it defensive, or after they use it defensive, or before they use it defensive. Say combat start, if enemy uses a defensive skill, Rodion goes in and uses skill 1, and then or skill 2, and makes skill 2 defense power down. You know? So she activates before, and it doesn't interrupt it. Make it so that the skill she does not interrupt them. They are still going to get the skill off. You know? They're still getting the skill off, but now they've been nerfed. Slightly. Just slightly. Fix her coin power. But if I had to pick out of these two, I'm going with LCCB at Ishmael. LCCB Rodion. Because LCCB Rodion is so close to being an interesting gimmick, but she falls flat. Whereas Zwei Rodion, at least you can block. At least you can just tank gimmick her. Thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know? Like, okay, Zwei Rodion, yeah, ass. But guess what? I can still build the shield at least. I can still shield. I can block as my gimmick. Rodion? Yeah. No. Great if she went before. Unfortunately, she goes after, and that kind of ruined. So, that is going to be LCCB. Well, next is the twink himself. I hate saying that word, but we're gonna do it. Sinclair. Ooh boy. Where do I begin? God, this one might take a while. We've got... Okay, first of all, a list of IDs I think are fine. Lay Lineage, I think is fine. Sync is great. Dawn Office is amazing. Deviat is good. The One Who Shot Grip is fine. And that's about it. The ones that I think are a bit problematic or unfortunate, how about Deviat? Deviat is perfectly fine. In fact, Deviat is an incredibly strong ID. I wouldn't say it's his strongest ID, but... Problematic IDs / weak IDs. La Marianchos Sinclair. Talisman. Zwei Sinclair. Has a few issues. Lie South Sinclair. All the boat work. No, I'm talking about both. I have a few gripes with Zwei South Sinclair that could just be just a tiny bit adjusted and it would be better. Number one, I want to talk about Mariachos Sinclair. This ID is half a sinking unit and half a poise unit, and it doesn't do good at both of them. At any of them. It is a half sinking unit, and it is a half poise ID, and it is not good at both of them. So, all you need to do is just make it better at both. Yeah, and also, don't give him 2 to 3 speed. Give this man a 4 to 7, bro. Give this man 4 to 7. Give him high speed. And there you go. Poise and cry. He is tanky, alright. His S3 looks very cool. Oh, it does look very cool. This fucking ID. Okay. Number one. Just fix the skill 2. Just remove this last hit. Remove this last conditional. Why does skill 2 automatically fuck up his passive? This is the only ID in the game that if you up tie 4, you are actively killing your own character's gimmick. And the skill 3, here's what you do. Okay? Remove this. Spend talisman. Give talisman. Don't make it 5 talisman. Just make it. Spend talisman. Give talisman. Okay? And then you have the second hit be, if target has 5 talisman, inflict 3 rupture count. Okay? Make it so you can transfer your fucking talisman for free. And then if you make the conditional for the count, if they have enough talisman. Also, this should give you talisman. On hit, inflict rupture. On use, give 1 talisman. If target has 3 rupture, gain talisman. His passive. On head, if target has rupture, gain talisman, whatever. And then this. The bane of fucking Rupture. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna gut it. Rupture cannot exist with this still here. So we are going to sacrifice this support passive. At the start of the combat phase, give 2 talisman to the ally with the most HP. That's it. I know, you're looking at me and you're crying out, but why my support passive? Why you're gutting my 10-15, my 15-3 turn 1? Don't care. At start of combat, give 2 talisman to the ally with the highest HP. And that is it. Make this a 2 res or a 3 res. Got the res, make it 2 res or something. So make it a 2 res and it only gives you 2 talisman. Are we nerfing or fixing? I'm fixing him. It is going to be way more... Okay, think about this. Okay? Think about this. If we make the res more active every turn, it subsidizes the effect of not having high talisman. So, by having it be a 2 res, you will 100% of the time be able to pull it off every turn. Okay? But you're inflicting 2. So, instead of maybe every 2 turns you get to inflict 8, you're inflicting 2 every turn. Or if every turn you inflict maybe 6 or the 2 another, and then maybe or like 3 or another. You're consistent. And because you're consistent, you don't have to do reset farming. Fix this. Make this transfer any talisman. And make this give talisman. Oh, and gut the passive. Passive's fine. You can keep that, and then make this a 2 res, and make it only give 2 talisman. Is away south of Sinclair. Ooh, my German boy. Flash lose, gain 2 protection. Inflict tremor. Gain 4 aggro. Inflict 6 tremor on Clash lose. Inflict 6 tremor. Inflict 2 damage. On use. Give protection to the ally with the least HP. Gain 10 aggro. Trigger tremor burst. If target tremor person, gain 2 protection. Next turn, inflict 1 fragility. My baby boy Sinclair. Why do you want to lose? Answer the question. Okay? Answer the question, Sinclair. Why do you want to lose? You got nothing to say? Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how the evidence fucking portrays you, alright? So, first of all, it's a 10 skill 1. That's bad. Second, he gains the protection before he takes damage, I guess. But number 2, on Clash lose, he inflicts tremor. Okay. And then he wins, he inflicts the same amount of tremor. But damage down. Okay, damage down's fine. Point power is a little bit how you going. Would love to see it a bit higher. But what can you do? What can you do? And then skill 3. Target has 5 tremor. Upon tremor burst, gain protection next turn. Gain aggro, gain protection to the ally with Lizzie. Inflict blunt fragility. This ID is trying to be everything. For instance, why is he inflicting fragility in the first place? He wants to tank. He wants to lose the clash. He wants to inflict tremor, and he wants to inflict brunt fragility, but he also triggers his burst when he has no count. He is trying to do everything, and that is fucking him over. What do you want your gimmick to be, Sinclair? Okay? Do you want it to be that you are a tremor unit? Do you want it to be that you lose the clash? Or do you want to be a debuffer? Because you can't be 4 things at fucking once, okay? You gotta pick 2, maybe 3, if you're good. I think your passive is fine. The speed is horrible. Your passive is fine. We would have to give him a full makeover. Can't redirect for his life. Next is Motorboat Works Fixer. Mr. Molabota. Skill 1 is the only 4-coin skill 1 in the game. Unfortunately, it requires 10 tremor count to gain power 1. Why does he need 10 tremor count to get fucking 1 coin power on a skill 1 that clashes like doo-doo? So we're gonna fix that. Simple. Skill 2 is actually decent, guys. Gain 6 tremor count, inflict 6 count. Okay. Skill 3 hits fine. It's a 14. It's a 16. Point power for every 10 on self. Add 10 tremor and spend all tremor count to inflict target with the same amount of tremor count. At less than 10 tremor count, gain 10 tremor and trigger tremor burst on self. Deal blunt damage equal to tremor burst damage. I'm sorry, Sinclair. But fucking what? You have the making of a really nice niche ID. But 2 problems arise. You want me to do 2 skill 2s before I can use a skill 1. Good luck, that's not happening. Second, if I don't have fucking 10 tremor, I'm gonna tremor burst myself? Why? Now, remember, the fact is, you don't lose all your count, okay? It's only doing it once. And it's gonna deal damage, so it deals 10 damage to you. But yes, that's all you need to do is just swap these 2 skills around. Make this skill 1, make this skill 2, and make this not a 1. Make it a 2 at least. So it's a 10. You know? So it's 10 base with a +1, which is a 15. Am I understanding it? I am. So here's how S3 works. If you are at 10 plus tremor count, you inflict the target with tremor count. If you do not have 10 tremor count, you gain 10 tremor count and trigger tremor burst on yourself, which reduces it by 1, which means you have 9 tremor count. You then deal damage equal to the tremor burst damage, which will be, I don't know, 1 damage maybe? You don't inflict... Oh wait, no, that's tremor potency. Oh no, never mind. At less than 10 tremor count, you gain 10 potency, and then trigger this. This is 10 burst damage. Okay, yeah. You deal... I was right. You deal 10 tremor burst damage to yourself. And then just have permanently 10 tremor on you. And then you got motherfucking Rupture protection. Yeah, save this for Kanto 8, bro. Okay? Gonna need that for Kanto 8. Gonna be useful next Kanto. 1 less Rupture. Yeah, bro, wait for Kanto 8, man. That's gonna be peak. Yeah, all I would do, guys, is I would swap these 2 skills around. Make this a bit stronger. Make this, I don't know, change his passive, maybe? What's his passive? On hit with heads coins at 10 tremor count on self. Inflict 1 tremor and tremor count with coin effects. Yeah, keep that. That's fine. All you do is swap these 2 around, dead ass, and you're fine. Okay, sure, keep his gimmick, whatever, right? He's a big counter player. Punish him for that. Just swap these 2 around. So who do I think is the worst here? Well, it's obviously Zwei Sinclair. But Mariachi gets really close. If I had to rate from worst to strongest, it would be Zwei South, Mariachi. No, Zwei South, Molar, Mariachi, Red Sheets. Mariachi is saved fucking barely. In fact, I don't even know if I want it. I think I'd rather put fucking Molar over Mariachi. In fact, I am going to put Molar over Mariachi. Zwei, Mariachi, Molar, Red Sheets. Okay, Sinclair gets 2 Zweis because the first Zwei is like that. Ow. There's no competition for this one. It's Blade Lineage Otis. Okay? I don't even have to say anything. It's Blade Lineage Otis, no question about it. You wanna know why it's Blade Lineage Otis? Because G-Corp Otis actually has a gimmick. Even if it's a 1 coin, doesn't matter. It has a gimmick. It buffs allies, it debuffs the enemy, it inflicts a little bit of sinking, and what more do you want? It's Blade Lineage. I had to up-tie this idea. The theory that Blade Lineage Otis was actually a rat in the mirror world would have made it. If the theory that Blade Lineage Otis was actually a Kurokomo rat for fucking Ishmael and Heathcliff, I would have forgiven this ID. I would have forgiven this ID if Otis's story was that she was throwing on fucking purpose. If she came to me and said, I'm dog shit on purpose because I'm trying to sabotage the Blade Lineage claim, I would give a fucking, you know, fucking peak storytelling, Project Moon, please. But no, unfortunately, she's not a rat. In fact, it's worse. She's legitimately trying to be a Blade Lineage member. There's nothing to say here. She is mediocre. Everything here is mediocre. Her skill 1, mediocre. Her skill 2, mediocre. Her skill... Okay, her skill 2 is actually fine. But still, mediocre. Skill 3, what is this? It could do a little bit of... I've seen it do a little bit of damage. Execute. She's supposed to be an execute member, but they don't play into her execution. Play more into it. You know? Maybe on skill 2, if she kills someone, give an on-kill effect. On-kill gain poise potency, or on-kill gain attack damage up, or skill 1, maybe on you know, if target is below 8 HP gain count. Anything. Fucking please, anything. And last, not least, there is no bad Gregor ID. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Chef Gregor. Chef Gregor. It's obviously Chef Gregor. There's no competition. It's obviously Chef Gregor, guys. Every other Gregor ID is literally perfectly fine. It's Chef Gregor. Okay? It's not Liu. Liu Gregor is actually useful. G-Corp Gregor is actually useful. Chef Gregor, he's got good gimmick, but unfortunately, he doesn't really have the cojones. Okay? Small problem. Let me tell you what the problem is. I like that he's a paralyzed gimmick. He's got a good passive. Here's the liquor. He has a fucking 4/2/2 with no coin conditionals. Here's the thing. If the user's speed is higher than the target's by 3 coin power, yeah. Good luck ever having 3 speed over a target as Chef Gregor. On a 14. Yeah, okay. If target has 10 bleed, gain coin power 1. Okay, buddy. Sure, bro. Sure, bro. And then his guard doesn't even do anything. No haste on the guard? That would be nice. Give him haste on the guard? No. For 1 coin power. That is a skill 9 S3. And this is why he's the worst. I don't mind his effects. I like the idea that if he inflicts paralyze and bleed. I think that's cool. He inflicts bind and bleed. Okay, that's cool. He inflicts bleed and paralysis the same turn. Cool. Your coins are shit. You have no speed. You have a fucking... What, like, you can't even trigger this. Guys, he cannot trigger this. He can't do it. You have to use Ryoshu, I think. He has a good kit. I like his kit idea. It's simple. I like what he can do. Make this 4 bind, maybe? If he makes this 4 bind, make this 4 bind, make this coins actually like an 11 or a 12, make this a fucking 13 or a 15, you have it. Liu Gregor actually has, like, first of all, he can clash. He has coin power. He inflicts 4 burn. Yeah, this is bad. It's bad, but he can burn. This is also bad, but he has coin power at least. He also gains attack power up. And then skill 3 is unironically good even if it's a low thing. It's got that 5 offense level. Damage dealer, inflicts burn. You know what? Their animations are too slow. He inflicts the 3rd coin of every skill, inflicts burn. Ah, great, buddy. But you know what? By God, does he do burn. At least he can clash the enemy 80% of the time, instead of Corp Gregor, which is only 40% of the time. G-Corp Gregor has a problem with the Rupture, but as an ID, he works just fine. He heals off everything. G-Corp Gregor. Alright, yeah, I forgot, sorry, look at that. So, G-Corp Gregor would highly benefit from the 15-3. Yeah. If he had 15-3, it would benefit him greatly. He could be a 15-3 Rupture unit. And I wouldn't mind. If he was 15-3, I wouldn't mind at all. At least he's usable, right? At least his coins are usable. At least he deals damage. At least he has an effect. Besides, his passive is like the best passive. His support passive is like amazing. But it's Chef. Yeah, it could be similar to like Rabbit's Meursault, except heal, right? Instead of making him clash, make him heal. And that is that is the worst IDs of every sinner. Now, we have to actually fix them. We've spoken about fixing them. We didn't really write anything down. I don't know if I plan to write anything down. I don't even know if I want to write anything. Maybe tomorrow we'll write everything down. Need level 5 IDs, yeah. But, you know what? Maybe tomorrow, guys, we'll do a mirror dungeon run with these IDs. How does that sound? You know what I'm saying? We'll take them through a mirror dungeon run. It's far too late now to do a mirror dungeon run. Maybe the worst IDs are the friends that we made along the way. And Zwei Gregor. Why Sinclair, Chef Gregor, and especially Corp Meursault. I think, you know what, guys, if you had to ask me which ID on here I hated the most, if you had to tell me, Kamui, which ID that is in front of you right now do you hate the most? I think it's going to be Otis. It's going to be Otis or Corp. Because I fucking despise Corp Meursault. But I think I despise Otis more. Which is a shame because they're the 2 characters I have leveled. Counter is funny. I guess so. I guess he has that going on for him. I don't even hate Chef Gregor. I don't even hate Chef Gregor. But I hate Otis. I run RR with this. Will look like Esgu? Do I look like a cube? No. I'm not doing fucking worst team RR5. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't have the resources, guys. If I had the resources, I would have done worst team RR4. You know? I don't have the resources. You know? I don't have the upties. I don't have the fucking XP. I don't have the egos. I can't do it. I literally could. I would love to, but I can't. Can I cook up a tree for you to try? Yeah, just follow the... Just look on screen right now. You look like a triangle. I mean, you know what? I guess I do wear a hat. I guess it is a shape. Yeah, just copy this team right now you see on screen and you're gonna be good. Don't fucking copy this team. I'm kidding. It's a joke. Do not copy this team. If you want to play a team, do, just beat the MD with this team. We'll do that tomorrow. We're gonna do that tomorrow, and we'll probably start writing things down tomorrow. But now, guys, we are, yeah. Not really much else is there right now. Oh, a system update. Dunny. New target extraction. Wow. I gotta get on that. I gotta get on that shit right now. I can't wait for the new burn ID. Oh, by the way, if you guys want my opinion on the Liu video, on the Liu ID, you should go peep the video. But TLDR, Liu Yisang is the savior of burn. Yeah. There you go. Alright, guys, we're going to be ending it here for today. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We're live every day if you're new here. So you'll definitely see me around. Tomorrow, we're going to continue this with the sequel, where we're going to actually play the teams out, and then we're going to write down everything. If you want to join the Discord, it's in the description. I am always notifying of what we're doing that day. We also have an Uptie 5 library where we put in reworks of the characters we will do. It's for fun. And yeah, it's going to be fun. And also, we're doing Railway 5 on Railway 5 on the update when it comes out. So be there. We're going to be doing something fun for that. So that's going to be it, guys. Appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Love you all. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. See you, everybody. Thanks for being here and watching me fucking ramble my head off. Don't worry. Oh, you're gonna see me more of that. Alright, bye-bye. See you, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Oh my god, Hohenheim, you too? Yeah, I'm here. Bye, God. See ya, losers. Oh my god, Hohenheim, you can't call them losers. What the fuck, man? You're gonna get me fucking demonetized and I'm gonna lose like 100 subscribers, man. You fucking bitch. Wowie. Alright, I'm talking.